Amidst the cornfields of Northwest Indiana, homecoming at Wheeler High School takes center stage. Boone Grove's Mark Rowland, a seasoned quarterback, leads his 3-1 Wolves with determination. Their opponent tonight, the Wheeler Bearcats, struggled earlier this season, but they are fueled with momentum by last week's 46-0 victory over Bishop Knoll. Tonight isn't just about football, it's a statement of intent for the season ahead. And as the spirit of homecoming fills the air, these two rivals collide. It's Boone Grove and Wheeler, and it's next on Dune Sports.
It's homecoming night at Wheeler High School. The festivities are underway. The Boone Grove Wolves have made their short trek out to Wheeler High School for a rural rivalry matchup just outside of Valparaiso. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Dune Sports, being streamed live on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Thank you for joining us. I'm Hayden Myers with my partner, Jaden Woods, to my right here. It's a great night to be here. Beautiful night for football. Jaden, excited to be here with you to watch some good rivalry football.
Just like you said, it's going to be a beautiful night and a beautiful game to watch.
Absolutely. So some players to watch tonight are brought to you by Dune Sports. For the Boone Grove Wolves, looking out for junior quarterback number 14, Mark Rowland, his third season starting. This season so far, he's thrown 13 touchdowns, 1,219 yards, and a 65% completion rate on his passing attempts. And for the Wheeler Bearcats, number 12, Caleb Klimzak. He is a junior quarterback, also his third year starting for the Bearcats. This season's thrown 513 yards, 7 touchdowns, and a 62% completion rating. Both teams looking for a big performance from their quarterbacks and looking to establish a dominant win over their rival tonight. Our keys to the game tonight are brought to you by Dune Sports. Boone Groves, you got to get Noonan involved early and often. Force Wheeler to throw the ball. Don't let him get running momentum and build that momentum early. You want to take it away from the Bearcats being a home game, and it's their homecoming night. For the Bearcats, you're going to want to don't give up any big chuck plays to the Wolves. They thrive on getting big gains real quick and then running the ball real quick right after you're changing that tempo on you. You want to limit their passing. That's going to help you eliminate those big chunk plays. And they want to develop a good mix of passing and rushing, get both sides, both ground and air attacks, firing on all cylinders to take it to the Wolf back tonight.
Yeah, they definitely need to make sure that they close up this game.
We'll be right back with opening kickoff here at Wheeler High School, right here on Dune Sports. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you just tuning in, I am Hayden Myers alongside my partner, Jaden Woods. Coin toss is happening right now after a beautiful national anthem by the Wheeler Bearcats choir. It is a packed house here tonight. Beautiful night here at Wheeler High School for a great rival football matchup on homecoming night nonetheless.
It's great to be here on homecoming night. It's going to be a great football game on both sides, and I'm sure both teams really want to win that coin toss and get the ball in their favor. As we can see here, it's just a little bit of dead air right now.
So tonight's referees are as follows. Tonight's referee, Scott Leffert, umpire Mike Mendoza, head linesman Rick Parker, line judge George Plesac, and Michael King as the back judge. And Wheeler has won the coin toss and has elected to receive. So they will start off with the ball. We'll get to see Caleb Klimzak and the Wheeler Bearcats trot out onto the field and get first crack at the Wolves here this evening.
Like you mentioned, Caleb Klimzak, a great quarterback. I know you mentioned that in the intro. He's on track to double his yards from last season by far. A really great quarterback with a really high completion rate, and we can see that on both sides of the field.
You know, Jaden, I got the pleasure of watching Wheeler at Kankakee Valley in week 2 of the football season. And, you know, Klimczak really impressed me how well he threw the ball, very comfortable under pressure, stayed very composed, was able to scramble a little bit out of trouble. We'll see if the Bearcats can get another high-quality performance like that from him tonight. It's going to be tough going against the Boone Grove Wolves and their quarterback, Roland, there. So, should be exciting. We're just a few moments away from kickoff. Place is getting louder, and the fans are ready for Friday Night Lights here at Wheeler High School.
Yeah, it is a very packed stadium, especially for a 2A school like Wheeler. This homecoming game is huge for them, and as you can tell, a lot of their fans and just families are coming out to see them tonight, as are we. It's going to be a beautiful game. Both of these teams are on track to do very well this season, and like you mentioned, you got to see them in week 2, and those early games are so fun to watch.
So Bryce Compton and Marcus Driver back deep to return it for the Bearcats. And Johnny Babas, number 75, will have the honors of kicking it off for the Wolves. We're live here at Wheeler High School, and we're looking forward to a great game. Glad to have you along. Kick fielded at the 11. That is by Driver. Runs it out. Got a good Hurst there, and who's stopped about the 22-yard line. Let's see where they spot him.
Marcus Driver with the return.
The ball is going to be spotted at the 27-yard line.
Correction. Thanks for the correction there. Some of these lines, it's not a best vantage point we have here in the press box, but we'll do the best with what we got. So 1st and 10, it will be for the Bearcats and Klimczak from their own 27-yard line.
Yeah, like you mentioned, they need some big chunk plays. I know you mentioned that a lot. You see the offense lining up here.
Jaden Ortiz is the ball carrier that time for the Bearcats, and he's going to be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
That Boone Grove defense just swallowing him up.
Definitely look for Torbison there, number 6. He's one of their taller outside linebackers. Sometimes likes to sneak on and be an inside linebacker. Leading the team in tackles this year. He's averaging 11.5 tackles per game and averaging about 5 tackles for loss per game along with that. So they come out, second down about 9. Ortiz again in the backfield for Klimczak. He's going to drop back. He throws. He's going to have Compton. And Bearcats are going to have a first down and some. Gets it up to about the 38-yard line, and that's where they'll get a new set of downs.
Yeah, I mean, just breaks that first initial tackle and dives forward just enough to get that first down. Exactly what they need starting off the game. Like you mentioned, they really need that momentum. Football is a momentum game. That's how you win these.
So they're going to say stepped out of bounds about the 36-yard line there. And so we'll see what they got here. I'm going to run a heavy backfield. Klimczak a whole head and shoulders above both his running backs. Wolves show a little bit of blitz. They're going to give it to Ortiz. He's going to get a room up the middle, breaks a few tackles up to the 50-yard line, mark him at the 48. And the Wheeler Bearcats will have yet another first down. This is that momentum, Jaden, they're looking for to build off right away. You got a big home crowd. It's homecoming. You're trying to defend your home against your county rivals.
Yeah, I mean, they just get a quick first down, then they get 2. That's already 2 first downs in the first 3 downs of the game, and that's exactly what you want to see here as a Wheeler fan.
Co-offensive coordinators is head coach Nick Testa and Spencer Lemons, an assistant coach. Defensive coordinator for the Bearcats is Tony Morrison. If you're the offensive coordinators here, you're seeing what you like. First and early, a fake pass. It's going to give back to Ortiz. He's going to break quite a few more tackles, and he's going to have another first down for the Bearcats.
Wow, I mean, just dragging the defense with him as he breaks through multiple tackles, splits up the middle of that defense, and that's something that they got to work on if they want to keep Jaden Ortiz under control here tonight, already going for 2 first downs and almost 30 yards.
So just spotted at the Boone Grove 39-yard line. Bearcats will have yet another fresh set of downs. You can hear that loud Bearcat growl over the new sound system they have at a beautiful new playing surface. This is the first season on an artificial turf. They got a brand new Jumbotron scoreboard and play clocks. And, man, let me tell you, walking around on that field today, it was just beautiful.
Abdul Alzir getting the tackle for loss there, making the Bearcats lose about 2 or 3 yards and just pushing them back. That's exactly what you mentioned earlier. Again, they need to stop the momentum. Bearcats have been doing everything that they can, but at a certain point, there's nothing else you can do.
That's the first signs that Ortiz is actually are able to stop him at the line, if not behind. I mean, he's been breaking 5-6 tackles on each carry he's getting. It's going to be a little screen pass out to Ortiz. And he's going to get wrapped up pretty close to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, short pass to Ortiz gets them nothing on that play, but it does get them to the 3rd down. At the 46-yard line, it looks like. Yeah, that's 3rd and long. That's not what you like to see this early on. Great momentum initially, but they just lose it very quickly.
You're right in that 4-down territory. It's going to be a tough decision to see whether you want to punt it or do you want to go for it, depending on what you do here on this play. Jack's going to roll out, and he's going to be hit as he's thrown. He's got Compton. He breaks a tackle, cuts back to the outside, and tripped up right at the original line of scrimmage. They set up about 4th and 10, 4th and 9 for the Bearcats.
This is a better position, but as you can see, they are pulling out the special teams, and they're going to punt that ball away. Great defense that we saw from Boone Grove, stopping the play of this Wheeler team who came into their home field very excited tonight. Again, their homecoming is just a day away, and all of their fans have come out to support them.
Absolutely. I love the small town football teams where they got nothing to lose. And it's going to be a pass. Oh, and just overthrown. Just misses man. It would have been a touchdown. No doubt about it. He was behind the back line of defense. So the Bearcats will turn it over on downs. And Roland will come out with the Wolves and look to take over and strike first here early in the first quarter.
Ball was intended for Tyne Vetical, one of Wheeler's best wide receivers, already having 130 yards on the season, and he's getting about 30 a game, and he's already racked up a touchdown earlier on in the season.
Let's talk about Roland. I mean, he's got 1,219 yards thus far, and we're already 4 games into this. Is the 5th game of the season for the Wolves, so definitely likes to throw the ball. It tells you a little bit more about their offense as he's going to look to throw here. Going to scramble out, bootleg option, and he's got Torbeson down the sideline, and he's definitely got a first down and some for the Wolves. And they're in enemy territory on one play.
Yeah, just getting the first down, I mean, getting the ball up there. That's exactly what you want to do in that situation. Put the pressure on Wheeler at their home field. Make them feel it.
So they're going to mark the ball at the 42-yard line in Bearcat territory. We're going to go in I formation here.
Calling, ooh, that's going to be an offsides, it looks like, on Wheeler.
Well, it looks like the hard count got him. Got him to jump.
We see that a lot in football nowadays, just really trying to bait the other team into moving forward when they're really not supposed to. But yeah, like you mentioned, Mark Roland.
So it's going to be a 5-yard penalty offsides called against the Bearcats, and that'll set up 1st and 5 from the 37-yard line.
Already 1st and 5. That's a great position to be in. 3 receivers on the top.
And they're going to give the ball to Chris Gonzalez. He's going to get tripped up. See if he's got enough for the first down. It's awfully close. And they're going to say he's down early. It's going to be 2nd down and short. See what the Wolves draw up here.
They're pulling these plays really quick. Chris Gonzalez, a run up the middle, gets stopped short, but they are still going to get the first down.
And that's a generous spot there as they get the first down. They're going to mark the ball at the 31-yard line. And that's a fresh set of downs for the Wolves. Looking at the Wolves huddle there, Gonzalez, it's pretty obvious to see he's a whole head shorter than the others. It makes it harder to tackle, especially with a taller defender. Smaller guys closer to the ground. You know, you're taught since you're little, get down, wrap up their legs, get low, put your head on the ball. But, I mean, when you got a guy who's short. like myself here. I'm not very tall. I'm pretty short, and it's going to be a lot harder to just wrap them up. You might just have to squish them like a bug or something like that.
Yeah.
Anything you can do to stop. So the pass is going to be out to Torbenson. It's going to fall incomplete, and it'll fall second down.
You can see that quick rush by the Wheeler defense, still trying to show off their dominance and that they are not out of this game, regardless of the fact that they just turned the ball over on downs. First and 10 on the 32-yard line, headed towards the Wheeler end zone.
Second down and 10. The man who got through the line, Mitch Krolikowski for the Bearcats. He got through there practically untouched. He got through there lightning quick, had a quick dump it out to Torbenson, made a bad throw, and unfortunately couldn't get any yardage out of that play.
Charlie Casper catching the ball, an O-lineman, it looks like.
Samir Del Rio, the ball carrier that time. And he's going to take it inside the 30-yard line, mark it at the 29. It's going to be 3rd down and 7 to go. Bunch formation. He's going to bootleg out to his right. Going to look to throw. No, he's going to tuck it and run.
Wheeler fans getting excited here as they push Mark Rowland out of bounds at the 27-yard line, it's going to look like. He does get a couple yards, but he also does get stopped short, as it is 4th down and about 6 more yards to go before that first down, but it looks like they're going to risk it.
I like this. It's a rival game. You're wanting to make a statement early saying that you can convert on 4th down and you're not going to stop us here this close to the goal.
No, yeah, they definitely want this bad. If you can get that early goal, you are set in a great position.
Bit of a standoff here, Phil, this evening at the start of the game. Both teams wanting to go for it on 4th down. Who's going to blink first and make that first mistake? He's going to roll out to his left. Throw. Intercepted.
Intercepted. Wow, and just he panics and throws the ball, and there's nothing else he can do at that point. Straight to the Wheeler defender.
Xavier Halalovich on the interception that time for the Bearcats. And they're going to take over inside their own territory.
Not a great position to start in, but riding off the momentum from the interception. Interceptions are not plays that you see all the time, but you do love to see them when they happen. Just so exciting.
Got a correction on the play. It is Joey McAtera on the interception that time for the Bearcats. My apologies to him for missing his call. Ortiz is going to be in the backfield with Klemzak.
They need a big play here to get some momentum.
First down 10, handoff to Ortiz, tries to bounce outside, breaks a few tackles yet again. It looks like they're going to spot him about the 19-yard line. Ball spotted at the 19-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 6. Still here early in the first quarter. About 4.5 minutes left to play before the break.
Man, this first quarter flew by. Let me tell you, only 1 penalty. And only 5 yards gained off that penalty. That's exactly what you love to see. Nice, clean football.
Both teams getting a lot of runs in and a lot of completions here off the bat early. And he's got a man. He's got Compton up the middle. And he's going to break tackle. Oh, and he's going to get tripped up. Oh, across the 45. Marking him at the 47-yard line. And that's going to be another Bearcat first down.
All the way from inside.
Back judge is actually going to call that one back. He's going to mark him at the 45-yard line, where that initial point of contact was, not where his shoulder was down. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the 45-yard line.
Again, all the way from their red zone down into the midfield. Exactly what you want to see that early.
Yeah, and looking at the body languages of both teams here, the team on offense is a lot more excited than the team on defense, kind of putting their heads down like, come on, we got to get a stop. And Ortiz is indeed stopped there. 2 yards behind the line. A scrimmage will bring up 2nd down and 12 from the 43-yard line.
Jaden Ortiz, like you just mentioned, getting brought down. That's his 2nd time tonight for a TFL, bringing them back to the 42-yard line, 43-yard line. Only a couple, but all those yards are still going to hurt.
Football is such a game of inches that, you see coaches all the time asking for measurements because you're hoping that that chain up for the chain gain is exactly 10 yards. You hope it's not 10 yards and an inch, because that'll screw you up in the long run. They got a short completion here. Mark it at midfield.
Yeah, Connor Welsh, the freshman wide receiver, picking up that pass for Wheeler, showing that he deserves to be on this team tonight.
He is the big man on this team, 6'3", 180-pound freshman. I'd like to see how he develops, see if he puts more weight. Maybe grows a little bit more, or hands some of that height to myself here at just 5'6". But we'll see how he develops over the next few years and come his senior year. And they're going to rush. 3 get through, and Ortiz is going to have it. A little screen pass. He's got room on the outside. A flag in the backfield. Another flag in the secondary. And it looks like they're going to stop him just before the 15-yard line. Penalty flags galore all over the field there. We'll see what the call is from referee Scott Leffert.
And wow, I mean, the defense just rushes the quarterback, trying to get to him quickly. And unfortunately, they leave Jaden Ortiz, one of the best runners on Wheeler, open. And without penalties, they get, like you said, all the way up almost to the 15-yard line from the 40-yard line.
Scott Leffert threw that first flag there on the back end of that play, and Klemzak was there talking to him. I wonder if he's pleading his case, maybe not to back it up, but the Bearcats are backing up. And there is a lot of discussion from the referees. We'll see if this one's picked up, or if indeed there will be a penalty assessed. Ortiz was catching his breath there for a minute, away from the huddle, now trying to regain and get back to play. Let's see what the call is.
Defensive holding on Boone Grove. Again, we get to see that beautiful play again. Jaden Ortiz.
But let's take a look at this replay and see who indeed is for holding, see if we can get a shot there. You see that flag just come rifling across the bottom of your screen there.
Still, Jaden Ortiz showing off his shiftiness, and they are going to move the chains up to the 45-yard line.
So first down for the Bearcats after the defensive holding penalty, and that will negate the play, so they will decline the penalty. And will indeed start back from the 45-yard line in Wolves territory.
Yeah, I mean, yardage is yardage, and now they're officially on their enemy's side of the field. They're going to need another run or a big pass here, and we know that they're really good at that run game.
Coming out, looks like they got Connor Welsh there in the backfield in front of Klemzak and Ortiz. Ooh. Kind of lead blocker, and that play got blown up immediately. The Wolves read that one like an open book in a library. As the ball came out, they're going to rule him down by contact first. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. Mark it at the 48-yard line, and it'll bring up second down.
Yeah, that was scary. I may have gotten a little premature there. Maybe I'm just the excitement of football here tonight. But yeah, like you said, 2nd and 13 now for the Wheeler Bearcats. And something that I like that they're doing is they're huddling and they're making sure that they get the plays right. But it's also good to do what Boone Grove is doing, where
confusion now on the Boone Grove side of the ball. A lot of switches going on here. Drop back, a little check down pass to Ortiz, and he is going to be wrapped up. Stop forward progress at the 50-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 15. Another loss of 2 there on the play for the Bearcats.
That's the 4th TFL of the game in the first quarter. We still have 1 minute and 20 seconds left. That's a lot of TFLs. Usually you don't even see that with the bigger schools and the...
Klemzak, after talking to head coach Nick Testa, seeing what the next play call is for 3rd and long, jogs back out to the huddle, and the Bearcats come up to the ball ready to run this play, try to pick up a first down here late in the first quarter, about 1 minute left on the clock.
They need a big pass here. I think we can all agree.
See what they do. He's going to drop back. He's going to unload one. Compton with a catch in first down territory, pushback out of bounds. They're going to run the clock.
They're going to call it at the first.
And it is a first down for the Bearcats. A big 15-yard gain on the play. A beautiful pass from Klemzak to early one of his favorite targets, which is Bryce Compton.
Yeah, like we got to talk to a couple of the coaches this morning, and they're both very excited to be here tonight, and they're both very confident in their passing games.
Definitely both head coaches from both sides, very confident in their quarterbacks, looking to pass a lot during the game. I don't think you'll see a lot of runs come crunch time unless you're trying to chew the clock with a lead. They're going to hand it to Ortiz. He's going to stop the line, try to shift, break a couple tackles, get up, mark it about the 32-yard line.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, you know what's
Help up
interesting?
there, good sportsmanship from the Wolves. 2nd down and 7 from the 32-yard line.
As it seems as though the clock is going to run out here in the first quarter.
And that's the end of the first quarter. The score is 0-0. It is good rivalry football here, and we'll see you back here on Dune Sports for the second quarter when we return. Welcome back to Wheeler High School. It started the second quarter all tied up at 0 in this county rivalry game between the Boone Grove Wolves and the Wheeler Bearcats. Klemzak starts the fake handoff to Ortiz. He's going to roll out to his left. He's going to find a receiver, Xavier Herlovic, and he's going to get up and get the first down for the Bearcats. It looks like they're going to spot this ball right at the 20-yard line.
Gets brought down by 3 defenders, and that's just about as many as you need to take down some of these better receivers as he catches that ball right at the 5 gain point, and then he just takes it a couple more yards and gets them that first down.
Mark the ball at the 21-yard line, and this this Wheeler team has been very tough. It's taken 2 or 3 players to wrap up Ortiz and some of these receivers or force them out of bounds. So huge props to the strength and conditioning coach here at Wheeler High School, whoever that may be, doing a fantastic job. Ortiz is going to run it on the outside, get up the middle, and they're going to mark him down at the 16-yard line. Right. Bring up 2nd down.
That's going to be about 6 or 7 yards. Yeah, 6 yards as they get the 2nd down.
So bring up 2nd and 4 from the 16-yard line.
Like you mentioned, Jaden Ortiz running like crazy. He's a speedy guy, I'll tell you what. Watching him has been very exciting so far.
Exciting in week 2 to really see what he had. I mean, he burned the defense a couple times and just got out to the races, and there was no touch him. It seemed like he gained more ground the farther he ran. So Klemzak will drop back. He'll throw, end zone, touchdown Bearcats! It's Bryce Compton in the end zone. The lights flickering. It is a touchdown Bearcats. 10:36 left in the second quarter, and they take the first lead 6-0 over the Boone Grove Wolves.
Getting that first score is so crucial for Wheeler here tonight to show their dominance on their home court at homecoming time.
You can see Compton running down the sideline here, all pumped up, jumping up and down, flexing his muscles. Beautiful catch. Way to keep 2 feet down in bounds after going.
Beautiful catch and a beautiful play in general as Klemzak picks up his 8th touchdown of the season, doubling what he did last year in only, again, 4.5 games now at this point.
And Tyne Vedical knocks through the extra point straight down the middle. And so the Bearcats will jump out to 7-0 lead, 12 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
You love to see all the players getting hype here tonight. That's exactly what's so great about football energy.
I will tell you, between this loudspeaker they have down at the west end of the field and the new Jumbotron and these lights flickering with a touchdown, you can't help but get excited for it. It just creates a great atmosphere here at Wheeler High School. Love what they're doing with the place. Very nice upgrades here made over the summer. They were very excited to debut it here this year for some great Bearcat football.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's a beautiful field, too. The turf is looking amazing. The paint is looking great. I'm blessed to be here tonight.
And a shout out to their grounds crew today. Spent so much extra time dragging the field to stripe it, to kind of give it alternating color stripes like you would see on a natural grass surface. It took them about an hour today, and they were fine-tuning it. They were walking that line to make sure it was perfectly matched up with those white lines you see on the field. So huge shout out to them. Those guys really care about their job, and they were switching duties between the soccer field and this football field, which they have 2 games at home tomorrow. So Tyne Medical will kick it away for the Bearcats here. Samir Del Rio is back there ready to receive it on the near side. And Josh Oglesby, the other man back deep. It's going to be a little squib kick here. And that one's going to go out of bounds. A flag for a kickoff out of bounds penalty.
Interesting play. They almost got to the ball in time, but unfortunately, you know, footballs are very hard to plan where they're going to bounce.
It's more of a gyro ball when you try to squib it. As soon as it starts getting to the side, you don't know where that thing's going to go.
No, yeah. That thing, it flies. But Boone Grove will take control here at the 41-yard line, headed towards the Wheeler end zone. As we see Mark Rowland teeing up, a bunch of receivers on your screen, and a very imposing O-line.
2 receivers to the top and bottom of your screen. Chris Gonzalez in the backfield with Mark Rowland. Got a man in motion, it's Torbeson. It's going to be handoff to Gonzalez, and he's going to be stopped at the line. Gets a couple yards by keeping those feet churning. Markham at the 42-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd down and about 9 yards to go.
And yards are yards, especially in a game like this where we didn't see a score in the first quarter, but we did luckily see one right at the start of the second quarter to bring that excitement back.
Absolutely. I love the energy that you're feeling from both sides. They got a huge student section on Boone Grove side and a huge student section on Wheeler side. I don't think there's a person that lives in town that's not here at the game between these 2 communities. And a missed sack opportunity there as Rowland scrambles and picks up positive yards as that line just collapsed on him in a heartbeat.
We saw those long strides by Rowland, showing that he's not just a thrower. He can run the ball, too. You saw him start to pick up speed before he was quickly brought down by 2 of the very imposing defenders.
So they're going to mark the ball at the 48-yard line, bring up 3rd down and 4. Trying to get across the 50-yard line to answer back those 7 points from Wheeler, who came down and marched it down the field. Rowland's going to try to stiff arm, but get pulled down by it. Loses about a yard on the play.
4th and very short here.
We'll see the 2 line judges are not mirroring each other very well. They're saying one's at the 47, one's at the 48 still. They're going to mark it at the 47, so it'll bring up 4th down and 4.
Yeah, this is short, and I think they're going to risk it here.
And in your own territory, that looks like actually they're going to drop back into punt position here.
Yeah.
Josh Oglesby's set to punt this one away for the Wolves. High snap, goes over his head. Nice little boot down the field. It's going to bounce. They're going to let it bounce, and the Wolves will down it. And so the Bearcats will take over 1st and 10 from about their own 18-yard line, 16-yard line. 8:49 left here in the first quarter. The score is Wheeler 7, Boone Grove 0. Hope you're enjoying tonight's contest. It's certainly been exciting here to start. Jaden, we have the honor of being here for a great homecoming matchup. The fire department's out here, as they always are, celebrating a Wheeler touchdown with the lights and sirens of the fire trucks. Even though one of them's yellow, I won't judge them too much for a yellow fire truck. I'm a firm believer in old school red fire trucks, but they do have a cool tower truck with the American flag paint scheme on the entire truck.
Yeah, that's very true. We see them tee up.
Here we go. Clemzak's going to hand it off to Ortiz. And he's going to get eaten up again behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I was going to mention earlier, I was going through the stats for Boone Grove, and they just have a crazy amount of tackles for loss. It was almost unbelievable to look at. Honestly, it was hard to believe, and then I looked at, I'm watching them right now, and now I can see why they have so many tackles for loss.
Yeah, they're doing a great job penetrating that line. They know Wheeler's trying to run the ball. They've had a lot of success with it here earlier. If I'm Wheeler right now, I'm looking to throw. You threw a touchdown pass. It was a beautiful pass. He's wide open in the back corner of the end zone. Klemzak did a good job to drop it in a bucket and not overthrow him. And he's going to throw here. He's got number 19, Xavier Harlervik, and he's going to get close to the line of gain. I think they're going to mark him just short.
Yeah,
Third down and 1 or 2 to go, maybe at most.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be 1 to go. They're going to mark him at the 28-yard line, I believe. Yeah, 3rd and 1 to go for Wheeler. They really need this first down because you do not want to be put in a 4th and 1 position.
And they started the game off with the ball, so if you can choose some clock down here, get down and score any points, whether that's a field goal or a touchdown that you're hoping for, you can really put a 2-possession lead at knowing that you have to give the ball to the Wolves right out of the gates after half. So you're looking to build as much a lead as you can right here and establish that momentum going to halftime. And Ortiz is tripped up again at the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 4th down and 1, no gain on the play. So we'll see what they do here. They're deep in their own territory. Looks like they're going to punt it away.
Yeah, bringing out the special teams. But watching Ortiz, he went for the initial play and then immediately saw that it was blocked off. Quick thinking, turned to try and run up the middle, but he was just swallowed up by that defense.
Yeah, that Boone Grove's defensive line is very dominant here to start the game. They're getting a lot of penetration in and getting a lot of pressure on Klemzak and Ortiz here, making it hard for them to get something going now. And that is a skied up kick. It's going to bounce at the 46-yard line, their own side. They're going to hesitate to down it, let it roll back towards in favor of Boone Grove, and they're going to mark that at the 41 or 40-yard line there. We'll see where they come in for the spot.
Yeah, a high kick like that is not what you want to see, especially when you just gained the lead.
Again, the line judges on the side are not mirroring each other very well, so making it kind of difficult for us to see where they're going to spot it. And it looks like they're going to spot it at the 40-yard line for 1st down and 10 yards to go for the Wolves.
Yeah, 40
just under 7 minutes to go here.
This is an incredible position for them to start in.
And this is a very pivotal part in the game where you need to start getting points on the board if you're the offense. You don't want to go into halftime down 1 or 2 possessions. You want to have a little bit of momentum that you can work on and applaud in the locker room so it's not all negative talk and really get your guys fired up to go. And somebody went early as there's a lot of extracurricular. I think it's a false start going to be there on number 64.
Yeah, that was, I mean, you see both sides, they're charging at each other before the plays even called, yeah.
Always kind of comical when you see this, especially in NFL or college game. It's, hey, he did it first. You know, it's trying to rat out the other guy and hope that the referee believes you. And it looks like it'll be a false start against the Wolves. So that'll back them up 5 yards. Costly penalty. You have great field position to start. You can't be making silly mistakes. Yeah, that was number 64 all day long. They're jumping way before the ball was snapped.
Yeah, I mean, both teams, though, have only gained 5 yards from those penalties.
Aiden Torbison is the guilty man of the false start penalty. Backs them up 5 yards, 1st and 15 here to start from their own 40, or from the 45 of Wheeler. Gonzalez is going to run. He's got the edge. He's got some room to run. Knocked out of bounds, just shy of the 30-yard line.
Yeah, just shy of the 30-yard line, but still, that's a great run right there. Gets them from behind it back all the way up to the 1st down. Oh, wait.
Makes it more
They're
manageable.
inches. Second, it looks like it's going to be 2nd and inches.
That looks like it's less than a yard to go, but that was a great run. It makes it 2nd and manageable rather than 2nd and long.
Yeah.
Great job by Gonzalez and a great call from the Boone Grove coaching staff.
Yeah, great run by Gonzalez, like you mentioned.
Seth Miller, the offensive coordinator there for the Wolves. He also doubles as the strength and conditioning coach. So you get a little dual purpose. Roland's going to look back to throw. He's got a man deep. Oh, that is almost intercepted on the play in the end zone. Threw it into double coverage. Bryce Compton there almost coming up with the interception for the Bearcats.
Yeah, that ball was intended for Hunter Noonan, but they're going to make it a 3rd and short here instead of a 2nd and touchdown, unfortunately.
I like that idea of taking a shot at the end zone on 2nd and short. You know, you got 2 more downs where you know you can try to punch it over for a couple inches to gain that 1st down and get a new set of downs to try to punch it in the end zone after that. I applaud that shot that they took towards the end zone, similar to what I would be doing if I'm playing Madden. I like to throw the ball a lot more.
Yeah, I like runs, personally.
Hence why I usually lose games, because I throw more interceptions than I do touchdowns. But
every time I try to be a quarterback, I just,
Yeah, it often gets laughed at me having on the easiest setting and still throwing more interceptions and touchdowns. So maybe I need to stop playing Madden and focus on watching actual football. Maybe I can learn a couple things here or there.
Just maybe.
So they're going to give it back to Gonzalez. Tough runner, puts a shoulder down. I'm sorry, that is not Gonzalez.
Regardless of
Chad
who it is.
Kakos.
Yeah, regardless, very strong run. Just takes that defender and keeps running with him, just trucks him.
It's the first new running back we've seen all game between both sides.
Yeah.
Just a tough run, as you can see there. It's taken 3 or 4 people to pull him down, finally push him down long after the whistle's blown. So it's bringing up 2nd down and 5 on the 16-yard line.
Yeah, Boone Grove is really looking to score here, tie this game up, hopefully, for them.
If you're Wheeler, you really need to stand strong here with your defense. You want to keep that momentum on your side going into the half. Hopefully get some time back on the clock and get down there and at least make a good play. There's a rifle.
Yeah, almost intercepted by Jaden Ortiz, too. Dove for it, immediately seeing what the play was going
Samir
to
Del
be.
Rio, the receiver that time for the Wolfpack.
Like you mentioned earlier, though, Jaden Ortiz is on the shorter side, and I just noticed recently that both sides are running with running backs that are very much on the short end. Like you said, they're absolutely harder to tackle. You can't see them over the taller offensive linemen.
The lineman being tall kind of disguises the play in the backfield, so make it harder on linebackers and defensive backs to make a judgment on if it's going to be a pass or run, but makes it very hard to tackle them. You almost have to squash them, just lay on top of them to try to stop them, but they got powerful legs, so you got to try to get low and throw yourself at the will of their legs coming right at you.
Yeah, and it looks like that's going to be a TFL, maybe. No, I'm
Kakos
mistaken.
again, the ball carrier that time for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, Kakos just getting that quick catch. Unfortunately for them, it doesn't lead to anything, but it is 4th down, and yeah, timeout for Wheeler.
So the Bearcats take their first charge timeout of the half. They have 2 remaining, 4:28 left here in the second quarter as the Bearcats look to protect their lead 7-0 over the Boone Grove Wolves.
This is a crucial point in the game for both of them. Mark Rowland is trying his hardest to get this offense going, and I mean, he has a 65% completion rate. Regardless, he's going to get that ball into the hands of a receiver, but whether or not they gain yards is up to how well Wheeler plays.
And one of the nice things about having quarterbacks come in as starting as freshmen both the same year, they're both junior quarterbacks are starting for both squads here tonight. They're going to build experience a lot more. A lot of times if you're sitting behind a senior, junior, yeah, you might learn a few things from, but you're not going to have that varsity experience when it comes to big rival games or sectional games or state playoff games further down the road here. And just about a month away from sectionals already. It feels like this season is just flying by as we are already in week 5, about halfway through the regular season. So here come the Wolves.
A little bit of miscommunication
4th
between.
down and 6 to go. See if they can convert.
6
And
wide.
He's got a bootleg. Oh, and that's tipped. Oh, and almost intercepted twice by the Bearcats.
Yeah.
And you can hear a lot of oohs coming from the fans here on the Wheeler side.
You heard an ooh coming from me. That was tough to watch. Two
Hit him in the
Wheelers.
hands.
Yeah, 2 Wheeler
That's
defenders.
one where as a player you're sitting there like, man, I wish I had that one back. Right through the hands.
Man.
And it looks like Compton didn't even know it was coming at him. He just had his hand out running and it hit him. And he looked back like, oh, there's the ball. So the Bearcats will take over on downs inside their own territory, mark them at the 17-yard line. As Clemsak's trying to get the Wheeler Bearcats into the end zone once more before the half. They got 4.5 minutes to do it. Let's see what they can pull off here. They got 3 timeouts remaining. He's going to find Compton short. Going to break a tackle and get brought down by 3 or 4 Wolves there, just shy of the 30-yard line.
Yeah, short pass to Compton, almost going to get them the first down.
Yeah, it's something to look for.
Oh, it is going to get it.
They're going to look for. They're going to look for their short passes, try to get the momentum building before they forcing Boone Grove, to come down and defend the short pass or run before they can air it out, much like they did in the same sequence when they scored their first touchdown of the game.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that Boone Grove needs to get Noonan involved, but unfortunately they just have not been able to do that yet, and that's why I'm assuming that's why they haven't scored yet tonight.
It is a little bit warmer out for a September football game. It is 74 degrees out. Absolute beautiful night. As you can see your players on the screen there moments earlier getting some cramps out. Important is ever, probably the most important thing in football is you got to be hydrated to stay playing for, 78 getting a lot of tackles there. Let's see if I can get you a name for him. It is Abdul Alzir.
Yeah, Abdul Alzir was the first person to get a tackle for loss here for Boone Grove tonight as well.
He's been all over that offensive line. He's a bigger guy. Getting through that line has not been too difficult for him. If you're the Bearcats, you're going to want to find a stop. Whether you double team him or you're pulling, or leading the running back to go block. Compton's going to get it on a jet sweep behind the original line of gain, and they're going to lose some yardage there.
Yeah, brought down quickly
Hunter
by
Noonan on the stop.
Yeah,
time for the Wolves.
That's what I was just about to mention. Hunter Noonan getting a quick tackle right there, getting them right behind the line of scrimmage. As it's 3rd and 11
a little bit of face
right
mask
now.
there of the side end of the play.
Yeah, it did look like there was a little bit of face mask there, but unfortunately, none of the refs were able to notice that. Thankfully, we get those awesome replays here at Dune Sports.
Absolutely. Huge shout out to our crew, everybody on the cameras and in our trailer working on this production for you. Oh my goodness, it got through the hands to Compton. He's got room to run. He's at the 40, 30, 20, 15, 10. Oh, and he's tripped up at the 5-yard line. He almost broke home. What a play. Everybody in the Wheeler stands is on their feet, heads down on the Boone Grove sideline. And the Wheeler sideline is ecstatic, all jumping up and down. Students loving that play right there. And it looked like it was going to be an interception.
Yeah, Compton didn't even know the ball was in his hands for a second. He was so lost. He thought that the defender intercepted it, but slips right between his hands and right into his. Like he stands there for a second like, oh, wait, what?
I got the ball.
Yeah.
And down he goes. Elite speed right there from Bryce Compton. Almost got away. Started slowing up a little bit at the end, and just a shoestring tackle by Tyler Torbison to stop him from a run. So they're handing off to Ortiz. He's going to get tripped up, and it looks like they'll stop him about the 5-yard line again. So no gain. It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 5-yard line for the Wheeler Bearcats. Just over 2 minutes left to play in the half. And what a great half of football this has been. Back and forth, back and forth. This half has flown by, Jaden.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first quarter flew by. The second quarter has gone by just as quick. Wheeler trying to get that score to a 2-possession game. And they need it. This Boone Grove team is an imposing force at 3-1, while Wheeler is just at 1-3 here for their homecoming game.
We'll see what they got here, but yeah, Jaden, Boone Grove is electric. Just one little spark, and they can turn it on and score 2 or 3 once. It seems like the floodgates open once they score 1. We'll see, and he rolls out again, and he's got it. Touchdown, Bearcats! Number 19, Xavier Halrovich with a touchdown pass from Klemzek, his 2nd of the game. 2nd of the half, and the Wheeler Bearcats jump out to a 13-0 lead. Crowd is going wild. You can certainly hear the air horns from the fire trucks down there over everybody up here in the booth.
I mean,
and it looks like Tyne Vetical will be out again to try the extra point.
You can see the power resonating, the lights flickering from this incredible offensive performance.
Absolutely, and that one is up and good, straight down the middle. The Bearcats take a lead, 14-0, just over a minute and a half left to play here in the first half. And that sideline and fans on the Boone Grove sideline have gone awfully quiet here in the second quarter.
However, on Wheeler's end, you can see the banana going crazy, making sure he gets this crowd hyped up.
I love the banana costume. Had a chance to talk with him before and asked him, so why the banana costume? He goes, it's the first thing I saw in my closet. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I just wanted to look silly, and that's the first thing I had in my closet. So here I am in a banana suit in a camo-themed student section game.
Yeah, I mean,
seems to be working for him well.
Yeah, it's the good luck banana of tonight, apparently, as they officially are up 14-0 against these Boone Grove
A lot of
Wolves.
hands on hips over there, hands on knees on the Boone Grove sideline. It looks a little bit defeated here. Let's see what they can come out of the half or do here before the halftime. See if they can get something they can build on. They get the ball right back to start the third quarter. Tyne Vetical to kick it away again for the Bearcats.
Just going to mention a second beautiful kick by Tyne Vetical straight down the middle.
See if he goes for another squib kick here. They had a kickoff out of bounds penalty last time. Might steer him away from it. But it looks like the scouting report might be not to kick it back there to the Boone Grove Wolves, hungry for a touchdown, if you will.
Oh, yeah. Those Wolves are definitely starving. They need this.
Mir Del Rio back there, and he will not get that ball. That one's out of bounds yet again.
Yeah, it is a short kick. You can see the coach getting pretty frustrated with that kick as he catches the ball as it goes out of bounds. And Boone Grove will take the ball at the, it's looking like the 30, oh, they're moving up pretty far.
35-yard line is where you're going to spot this ball there, Jaden.
35. That's a nice even number. I like that number.
Me too. It makes it easy for math, and I'm sure the scoreboard operator appreciates that as well. You're not, it's pretty easy. 35,
Yeah, fives are the best.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Math is not my strong suit. That is why I have a headset on watching the game rather than trying to run the scoreboard.
Yeah.
And when I do PA announcing, that is why I read the scoreboard. It makes it really simple for me. I don't have to do the math. There's reasons why I'm in jobs like that and not an engineer. It's a good thing I'm not building buildings.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't think I would trust you to build my building.
Hey, absolutely. I take no offense to that, man. I wouldn't want to build a building unless it's out of Legos. I can do that. You give me the instructions, I can build you pretty much anything with the instructions. It might take me a little while. I don't have the best attention span there or the patience for it if something's not working. So Roland comes back out in the field. Gonzalez to his right. Sorry, his left. He's going to drop back. He's going to throw someone over the middle. And Josh Oglesby gets it across midfield, picks up the first down for the Wolves, mark it about the 48-yard line, and that's where the Wolves will take over 1st and 10 yet again.
Almost breaks the tackle, and I also want to mention we did all that talking about it being on an even 35, and they ended up starting it at the 38-yard line.
I think they heard us up there. That's a little bit of broadcaster's karma, if you say so myself. Someone just opened the door up here to our press box, and you can smell the grills down there at the concession stand. You find grilling down there. They smell delicious, making me a little bit hungry here right before halftime. Hopefully you get something to eat at the break.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, you all should get something to eat as well. Make sure you get the snacks. Stay hydrated.
Hunter Noonan, the ball carrier that time for the Wolves, picks up a small gain. Looks like 2nd and 2. He's going to roll out to his right, and that one is batted down.
He caught it.
He caught it. They're ruling an interception yet again. Number 19, Xavier Hallerovich, and he's got his 2nd interception of the game. That is an electric play. I thought he batted it down.
Yeah.
The ball took an awkward duck fall, kind of. Let's see the replay here.
Yeah, let's see that.
Great
Falls right into his hands.
Catches it on his back.
Yeah, wow.
Fantastic. That's got to be one of the candidates for plays of the game right there.
Yeah.
That was just, it didn't look like he was catching, laying down, flying on his back, and makes the catch still. Impressive.
Swats it perfectly, stops all the momentum, and it lands just right in between his arms.
And so they will take over at the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bearcats. See, the 55 seconds, plenty of time for the way they've been moving the ball here this evening to get down there. Maybe make it a 3-possession lead.
That would be a great way.
Ortiz is going to get stuffed hard just after the line of scrimmage. You heard that pad pop all the way up here through our headsets. So we've got some great cameras down there with some great microphone to pick up on some of that feedback for us here this evening.
Tries to kind of truck him, and he just gets pancaked, I guess you could say. I mean,
absolutely. He did not win that battle. Jaden Ortiz is 5'9", 170 pounds.
Tell you what, he looks a little smaller from up here.
He does. He does not look like he's 5'9". He's a junior running back for the Bearcats.
He looks about your height.
Yeah, and I'm right there at 5'6" on a good day. So he's going to get the ball again, and there's that squash technique I was telling you about. He tries to put his head down, and they just jump on top of him, and the pure weight just squashes him down, and time will tick down. It'll bring us to half here at Wheeler High School. The score, Bearcats 14, Wolves 0. Stay tuned. We got a short break coming up, and we will have homecoming, as I lose my words here. We'll have homecoming festivities here at halftime. We'll flip it over to the public address announcer, see who's going to be the homecoming king and queen. We'll see you right back here for the second half on Dune Sports.
senior this year and looks forward to meeting new people at Wheeler High School. When she graduates, she plans on going to community college to start her nursing career. Her favorite memory at Wheeler so far is going to football games and dressing up to match the themes. She gives shout-outs to her mom for supporting her and giving her advice, her brother Keegan for being her #1 supporter, to Katie and Jasmine for being her first friends at the school, and to Paulo for always being a good and funny friend, and to God. Finally, she thanks everyone who voted to nominate her. Spencer has been involved in soccer and National Honor Society here at Wheeler. His future plan is to stack dough to the ceiling. His favorite memory is winning the spike ball tournament at the homecoming tailgate with his #1 spike partner, Brady. He gives a shout out to his family, his friends, and his haters. Next up, we have Genesee Klimzak and Joey Makatura. Genesee is a 4-year varsity volleyball player and captain of the team this year. She has been part of National Honor Society her junior and senior year and is also a volunteer at Lakeshore Paws. She plans to obtain her private pilot license while in high school, go to college to study aviation sciences, and become a commercial airline pilot. Her favorite Wheeler memory is going to her dad's football practices daily as a kid and looking up to the super old and mature high schoolers who definitely had their whole life figured out. She'd like to give a shout out to her amazing family and for being such a strong support system in all of her endeavors. Also, she thanks her brother Caleb for being her best friend. Joey has played 4 years of high school football, and his future plans are to go to school to become a physical therapist. His favorite Wheeler memory is beating Boone Grove 63-0 his sophomore year. He gives a shout out to his mom, dad, and his sister Olivia for always having his back. Next up, we have Lauren Hosteller and Eric Cannon. Lauren has been a part of soccer, cross country, swimming, and tennis throughout her time at Wheeler High School, as well as serving as student council president, class president, Key Club president, and activity fair coordinator. She is also a member of the yearbook committee, math academic team, and National Honor Society. She wants to attend a university for engineering or business. Her favorite Wheeler memory is getting coffee after 5 a.m. swims with her teammates. Her shout out goes to Allison and Kaylee for being the best partners in crime that she could ask for. And to Mama and Papa Haas, I love y'all. Eric is a member of National Honor Society and has participated in Natural Helpers of the World of Wheeler newspaper. In the future, he would like to study and pursue a career in philosophy. His favorite memories of Wheeler are all those times Spencer made jokes in calculus class. He shouts out to his family, friends, and teachers. Next, we have Elena Tadek and Vinny Metros. Elena has been involved with French Club here at Wheeler High School. Her future plans are to go to college and to travel a lot. Her favorite Wheeler memory is going to prom with her boyfriend and going to all of the football games with her friends and dressing up for the themes. She would like to give a shout out to her supportive family as well as to her teachers, her amazing friends, and her boyfriend. Vinny played football his junior and senior year at Wheeler and went from the bottom of the depth chart to varsity team captain in 1 year. His future plan is to make more bread than he can handle. His favorite memory is watching Colin Edwards get dunked on from the student section in a game against Bishop Knoll. He also gives a shout out to his teammates, their photographer Brady Rife, and the Dallas Cowboys defense. Last but certainly not least, we have Lexi Kutka and Rocco Fugaze. Lexi has played on the WHS basketball and volleyball teams for all 4 years of high school, in addition to being a member of National Honor Society, Student Council, and French Club. She plans on attending college and is still deciding on her major. Her favorite memory is when the volleyball team dressed up as Pitbull. She would like to give a shout out to her supportive parents, teachers, and friends for always being there when she needs them. Rocco has been part of the band program since middle school and is currently a drum major. He also recently joined the tennis team. He plans on attending the University of Texas or Indiana University to pursue a degree in math. His favorite Wheeler memory is when Spencer used half a roll of tape to create his legendary character, Tape Face. He would like to shout out his parents for their unconditional support and his friends who have been with him for all of his high school career. Last but not least, he gives a shout out to Mr. Miller and the whole Wheeler High School band. Congratulations to the 2023 Wheeler High School Homecoming Corps.
This year's King and Queen will now be crowned by Student Council Vice President Kaylee Catone and Secretary Allison Serrano. Your 2023 King is your starting center, Vinny Maxwell! And now, for your 2023 Queen, Lexi Clinton. We just want to give a special thanks to everybody who was nominated for the 2023 Homecoming Court. And now, at this time, our Wheeler High School Marching Band will be performing a portion of their 2023 halftime show, Rock Through the Ages. Beginning in the 1950s, rock and roll has been a staple of American culture for 70 years, with artists such as Buddy Holly, Chuck Berry, and Elvis, with each decade beginning a new twist of their popular style. Please enjoy tonight's performance of the Rock Through the Ages.
smacked you on the fucking helmet.
Oh, sorry. If you will please turn your attention to the scoreboard. There is a soccer game tomorrow at 12 p.m. to support your seniors that play soccer.
I'm chasing it.
And welcome back here on Dune Sports. It is a great rival football game here at Wheeler High School. The Bearcats leading the game 14-0 over arch rival Boone Grove. As defense has been a huge key for them, coming up with 3 interceptions today. They are really hitting that key to the game of limiting those big chunk plays. And then on offense, they're getting it going on the ground and in that passing ranges there, as Bryce Compton got a touchdown pass there. That was the first touchdown of the ball game for the Bearcats. Klemzak throwing 2 touchdown passes here. And it has been a marvelous thing to watch. He looks so composed when that pocket is collapsing, and Boone Grove's getting a lot of good pressure on him. And so we are set for the second half here as the Wolves are now just taking the field. And so we'll be a couple minutes still before kickoff, more than likely, as that is the most life I've seen from the Boone Grove fans and student section since the game has started. Really, once the Bearcats scored that first touchdown, Jaden, it's been all Wheeler since.
Yeah, they have been very quiet, and with so many of them, that's very surprising to see. You don't really see a lot of fans coming to away games like that. But like you did mention earlier, the defense has been huge for Wheeler, coming up with 3 interceptions. We caught 2 of them on camera. They have just been playing incredibly on defense. And also, like you mentioned earlier, I want to expand on that a little bit. Boone Grove has been, or was at least in the first quarter, really rushing the quarterback, putting a lot of pressure on them. And the second, once we got to the second quarter, that's when they started scoring, and that's when Boone Grove started alleviating up on the defense a little bit.
Yeah, so let's take another look at those keys to the game here, brought to you by Dune Sports. They need to get Noonan more involved often here, the Boone Grove does, and they need to start forcing Wheeler to, they need to kind of stop them. They're forcing them to throw by stopping the runs here more in the second quarter. Really need to start defending the throws a lot better, and they need to build more momentum here in the second half if they have any shot of coming back in this ball game. It's only 2 possessions to get the ball to start. And for Wheeler, keep doing what you're doing. Your defense is holding them to small, chunky gains. They're limiting the passing by getting 3 interceptions. It's going to be a little bit more timid to throw in the second half of your Boone Grove. And they're getting it. They need to get the run going just a little bit more to supplement that great passing game they got going so far in the game. Wheeler was underdogs coming into tonight's matchup, even being the home team. And they're showing they are not the underdogs. They're playing with a chip that they have on their shoulder, showing that Boone Grove, you may be 3-1, and we are off to a slow start of the season, but we are coming back, and we're going to get this game. And for bragging rights in the county.
Yeah, they are showing out to their home fans tonight here on homecoming. I'd also like to mention this is their last game that they'll be playing out of conference. Their first 5 games of the season were non-conference games, and they finally get to finish the season off with a stretch of 4 conference games to hopefully raise their record here a little bit, as what it's looking like right now, they might end up being 2-3.
And we want to give a shout out and a congratulations to the starting center of the Wheeler Bearcats, number 59, Vinny Metros, who won Homecoming King here at Wheeler High School. A big crowd was out for him, and a loud eruption of applause for him. I think he was definitely the fan favorite in votes. Obviously he was because he won, but a lot of people supporting the guy. And banana suits are still here. The student section is rowdy and ready for second half football.
Got 2 of them here tonight.
Yeah, 2 bananas. This is a crazy experience.
That might be a new record.
Absolutely. They're dealing with some cramps. You might want to give some bananas down to the Wheeler Bearcats. They were getting some cramps here early in the first half. Definitely, hopefully they were hydrating here at halftime. As a coach, Nick Testa can't be upset really with the offense and defense. Both of them playing extremely well. It's been next man up as soon as there's a sub into the game. So performing very well, performing above expectations coming into the game, as Max Preps favored the Boone Grove Wolves coming into tonight's contest.
Well, like we mentioned earlier, we did get to speak to both the head coaches. The head coach for Boone Grove, Kukulski, he was very confident coming into tonight on how Mark Rowland was going to play, but we haven't seen their vision come to fruition yet. But, I mean, they came out here with a lot of energy when they were running onto the field. So did their fans. They really want to turn it around here tonight and show that they are not going to be beaten by this Wheeler team. But I guess we'll have to see what happens. 14-0 coming into the third quarter.
Definitely. And you got some practice here down on the near sideline. The long snapper for the Bearcats did have a trouble with a high snap earlier in the game. So he's working on that for sure, trying to get it lower, easier for his punter to catch. And they're going to switch sides here. Coming into the third quarter, we're just moments away from kickoff here at Wheeler High School. The Bearcats lead 14-0 over their arch rivals, the Boone Grove Wolves.
Yeah, and I mean, now you'll finally get to see how this game turns out.
I think one of the best traditions in high school football that you don't see a lot in college or NFL at all, really, is the senior banners. There is a lot of, and I don't think they're all just seniors here. It looks like every kid on the roster here at Wheeler has a banner up and decorated by family with a student body, and it just adds a different little pizzazz to the game, I think. So here we go, Ty Vinicle getting set to kick it away for the Bearcats.
Ty Vinicle, yeah, we saw 2 beautiful kicks from him earlier tonight.
Yeah, both went out of bounds. Hopefully keep this one in bounds, and this one's going to go to short sideline. It's actually going to be fielded and covered right away, not taking any chances, is number 5.
Yeah, just gets the ball, and that's going to be a decent position for them starting at around the 33.
Jonathan Tagg with the reception there off the kickoff. 6'3", 180-pound senior for the Wolves. And they're looking to see if they can get some more production out of this offense here early and at least get a possession back here and see if your defense come out, make a stop, get some momentum coming out of the half. Probably very fiery speech from the Boone Grove coach, Dan Kulski, as he is expecting more definitely out of his guys here in the second half. Rolling in the backfield. Got Gonzalez to his left, and he's got pressure early. Gonzalez got it around the outside. It looks like a 5 or 6 yard gain, a good run on the outside, tripped up by a couple of the Bearcat defenders. Looks like they will spot the ball at the 39-yard line. And I feel like it's a game of hot potato between these referees. It seems like everybody but the referee has to touch the ball before, they spot the ball.
Yeah, 50 for
Hard
Wheeler.
pursuit by Joey Silkett, on that tackle. Came around the edge and was end up chased down tackle.
That's their 6th
Gonzalez,
tackle for loss
and
tonight.
he is stopped there. They're going to lose a yard here on the play. It'll be spotted at the 38-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7 for the Wolves. Got to convert on 3rd down here. You can't come over and get a 3 and out and give the ball right back to Wheeler. Their offense has been too dominant for these Wolves here in the first half, looking to continue that in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gonzalez in the backfield. 2 receivers to both sides of your screen. Gonzalez flashes back out. He's got him in. It's intercepted. No, it's not. It got tipped back into the field. He's going to the 20, to the 10, end zone, touchdown Wolves, and just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we have a ball game.
Hunter Noonan getting the first touchdown of the game for the Boone Grove Wolves here tonight.
In a play that looked like it got intercepted by Compton, but he tipped it back to Noonan, it looked like.
Yeah, I honestly thought it was intercepted.
Let's take a look at that replay because some of the glare on the window up here in the press box is a little bit confusing. And it indeed get tipped into his hands. He turned around and he was off to the races. Made a house call. Touchdown Wolves, Hunter Noonan. And the touchdown pass from Mark Rowland, his first of the game. And just like that, we have a ball game. And the extra point is up and good by number 75, Johnny Bobus.
Again.
So just like that, 10:49 left in the 3rd quarter. And the score is 14-7.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
I'm sorry, they ruled that a missed kick. Certainly look good from here. Oh, and the scoreboard finally updates.
Ah, there we go.
It's hard not being able to see the other end of the field here. I can see about the 50-yard line and having to rely on our monitor. And
man, that really was.
But the body language, they weren't celebrating anything.
Yeah. That really was like that ball did not go very high up in the air.
No, it was a rocket pass right to the waistline of Noonan there. And, that's something they're going to have to look at. If they start getting these chunk plays, Boone Grove, I've noticed throughout watching and looking at all their stats throughout the season, getting ready in preparation for tonight. So once they get one, they tend to get a couple more really quick. So the momentum definitely switching. Some of the air sucked out of the Wheeler fans here as they're scored on very early, not even a full 2 minutes into the 3rd quarter here this evening. And the Bearcats will get the ball for the first time this second half.
Yeah, like I was saying.
Bobus again to kick it off for the Wolves. Sorry there, Jaden. Go ahead.
You're all right. Their halftime speech must have been incredible for them to get a score only a minute and 10 seconds into the second half.
On a ball that was nearly intercepted.
Very closely.
Ortiz and Compton back deep to return for the Bearcats.
Long kick.
Great kick. Fielded at the 3-yard line, sorry. And they're going to stop just across the 25. Marcus Driver, number 21, on the return. Takes it from his own 4-yard line up just across the 25. Looks like they're going to spot the ball at the 27. And that's where the Bearcats will take over, 1st and 10.
Yeah, I mean, starting anywhere past the 20-yard line is great, let alone starting at what looks like the 28-yard line, even though the
I believe
ball...
a touchback brings the ball out to the 25 there. So they got a couple yards going. 27-yard line is where they'll start from the play. It's going to be Ortiz. He's going to bounce off a couple tackles to the outside before ultimately getting stopped. Maybe a 1-yard gain there on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 10 or 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, regardless, great
Torbeson
footwork.
on the stop there for that time for the Wolfpack.
Great footwork by Jaden Ortiz when he realizes he's going to get notched up by that Boone Grove defense.
Great job, not able to wrap him up, but able to hold him back and just manhandle him right there, stopping forward progress. Brings up 2nd down and 9. Again, that was Tyler Torbeson on the stop that time for the Wolfpack. So Ortiz and Klumzak in the backfield. Looks like a little bit of miscommunication there coming to the sideline. So fakes the handoff. He's got Compton on the outside, cuts back up the middle, cuts back out to the outside, and again, Torbeson stopping that time, and Hunter Noonan joining him that time for the stop for the Wolfpack.
Caught right at the 35-yard line, only 2 yards away from that 1st down, but it is also 3rd down, so they really need this.
Definitely got to convert here. You just got scored. You're looking to take back your lead here. Don't want to let Boone Grove tie this ball game and think they have a chance of winning. You want to just cut it off right there. Assert dominance in the 2nd half. You got to limit and build that momentum like we talked about in our keys of the game tonight. Another fake handoff. He's going to roll out to his left, throws off his back shoulder. He's got a man. Xavier Harlovic, he's going down and inside enemy territory. Mark him at the 42-yard line. It's another big play for the Wheeler Bearcats and another 1st down.
You can hear that cowbell going crazy for the Bearcats just outside our press box window. As they will, again, like you just mentioned, pick up the ball at the 42-yard line.
Cowbells remind me of Mississippi State, and I'm not a fan of cowbells at a football game.
Really? You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Bully. You remember that video game?
Yeah. No, I don't think I've ever played that video game, Jaden. So here we go, a new set of downs. As Klumzak's looking to take a snap in shotgun formation. Ortiz in the backfield. It's a handoff. It's going to run up the gut, cut back over near side of the field. Breaks a tackle. Keep going, drags 5 players with them down to the 30-yard line, and it should be good enough for another 1st down for the Bearcats. And indeed it is. They're going to mark him just shy of the 30, mark him at the 31-yard line, and it's another 1st down. So here we go, 1st and 10 for the Bearcats. Inside enemy territory, looking to convert here and get that 2-possession lead back under their control. Klumzak again in shotgun formation. They're really favoring the shotgun formation here. Ortiz, another handoff. Ooh, it looks like he got face masked. His head came ripping right back, and there is a flag on the tail end of that play towards the line of scrimmage. And we'll see what the call is here. Ortiz gets a good pickup there, just inside the 25, mark it at the 24-yard line. We'll see where that penalty brings us here. And indeed, it was a face mask against the Wolfpack. I don't think a player's helmet is supposed to move that way when you're running forward.
Yeah, definitely.
You're supposed to look back over your back. So that'll back up. That'll add some more yards onto the play there.
Yeah, as they will get the pickup. They will pick up the first down.
And it's a 15-yard penalty, very costly when you're going to move now inside the red zone. It's at the 20-yard line. So it's 15 yards from the spot of the foul. Here we go, another shotgun formation. 2 receivers to both sides of the screen.
Very quick lineup.
Ortiz back, now switches to the left, and we got a man in motion. And it's gonna be another jet sweep.
Oh, spins out of the tackle.
Tyne Vidical, that time the ball carrier for the Bearcats, gets on the outside, gets a couple yards. Should bring up 2nd down and about 6 to go.
Yeah, I mean, just great footwork to just spin right out of that tackle and get them 4 or 5 more yards than they would have if he took them down right there.
And mark it at the 16-yard line, so indeed it'll be 2nd down and 7, sorry. So marking it at the 18-yard line. Oh, it's in between, really. I don't think they made up their mind if it's a 17 or 18. We'll call it 17 and a half. Line of gain is the 10-yard line. enough for a first down. Got to get past there. Oh, and he stumbles in the backfield, and that one is swallowed up, and he gets back there to the line of scrimmage. A good job, Ortiz. That play was blown up. He was starting to come down, stumbled initially. Again, the problem you see at night with that turf is it starts to get a little bit slick. It's plastic grass, and when that dew comes in, as it is setting here in Wheeler, it's going to get a little slick.
Yeah,
you don't have that grit that you do on turf. I'm more of a natural grass fan for football myself. I know the NFLPA would agree with that, especially after the Aaron Rodgers injury this past week. Not good for fantasy owners. Shout out to my uncle who drafted him and now had to drop him.
Yeah, that's rough for sure. And rough for the Jets.
Absolutely. Jets fans are going through it right now. Klemzak's going to pump fake, throw off his back shoulder, and that one just underthrown him to the outside. Incomplete pass. Pass intended for Tyne Vetical.
Yeah, Vetical open, but unfortunately the pass is just a little bit short.
Short and wide. Well, it had to been about 6 feet out of bounds before he could have caught that one. So that'll bring up fourth down. Now, are you going to go for it here, or are you going to kick the field goal? It looks like they're bringing on the special teams unit.
Yeah, honestly.
Ty Vitical is going to attempt the field goal. It's going to be kicked from the 23-yard line, make it a 33-yard field goal attempt.
You just want to get that score higher than it
For the
already is.
sophomore kicker, standing at 6'2", 165 pounds, Ty Vitical. Again, a 33-yard attempt here. And it's up. Oh, man, that would have been good from 53. That one is no good. Had the distance. Too far to the right, says referees. And so the Boone Grove Wolves will take over on the 23-yard line, 1st and 10. And now, if you're Wheeler, your defense has got to make a stop here.
Yeah, you cannot let them have, like you mentioned, and you call them big chunk plays. You cannot let them get that ball far up the field. You got to stop them where you're at and get that ball back closer on your side to put this game out of reach for them.
Right now, the clock is your friend if you are Wheeler, even with just a slim lead. Ball is actually going to be spotted at the 20-yard line, not at the place of kick. Here we go. Rolling, rocking an empty backfield.
Yeah, very tight formation.
And it's going to be a screen pass. Screen pass to Corey Noonan, and he's going to get it up to the 25-yard line, and a flag. I think we have a little bit of too many extracurriculars. That's probably going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct. We'll see who it's on.
That's exactly what I was just about to say. It's probably going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct.
Those aren't uncommon in a rival game. You don't like each other's school. County rivals, you want that bragging rights, and you see it a lot. And familiar with a game I'm familiar with is the KV and Rensselaer Central rivalry, playing for the Cracker Barrel every year. Unfortunately, it is not home with the Cougars. It is down in Rensselaer, so we're looking to get that back next year.
Keegan Keel holding his leg. It seems like he landed
shaken
on it.
up, and he's going to come off and seek some medical attention from the athletic trainer. All the best wishes to him, see if he can get back in the game. He's a very speedy defensive player for the Bearcats, so you'd hate to see him stay out, especially when he's defending the pass this well.
Yeah, big part of their defense for sure. It's going to be an unfortunate loss for this set of
So after lengthy discussion, we'll now see what the call is. Personal foul against the Wolves. That's going to back them up. And an ejection out of the game.
Oh, wow. That's a big step this early. Well,
who has been ejected here?
Looks
Scott
like
Leffert, the head referee.
Yeah, number 60 for the Boone Grove Wolves, Zach Ellman, the junior offensive lineman.
6'2", 186 pounds. Wow.
Let's get a little replay on that.
That's the first ejection I've seen in a high school sporting event this year.
Yeah, me as well.
Last year, there was a game I went to that had about 5 or 6 ejections for unsportsmanlike conducts, and you would have thought the referee crew was the color guard for the marching band. That first half took about 2 hours to play, and it was freezing cold, let me tell you.
As you can see, he's very upset about that call on the sidelines with his team.
Still very animated down there as he is going to walk. See where he's heading. I think he has to leave and go to the locker room. Teammates trying to hold him back on the field. He is aggravated right now, to say the least. As referees are going to mark it in their umpire book for their paperwork after the game. 6:05 left in the third quarter. Wheeler is still leading 14-7. Boone Grove backed up deep in their own territory at the 13-yard line.
But the show must go on as Boone Grove continues to line up and get ready to make some offensive plays.
Second down and 17 after what would have been second and short, very short. And so indeed, Elman is going to have to leave as he's being escorted by staff to the locker room. And they got Roland in trouble. Picked up. Oh, and it's caught by Noonan. Way to keep the play alive. And another flag here on the back side of the play, near side of your screen. I don't know what that one is for. I'm going to assume it's holding.
Yeah.
And it'll probably be again against the Wolves. There was a lot of linemen still coming through. Roland was scrambling out to the outside. But when you're a lineman, you can't see behind you. So you're just trying to do everything you can to protect him, because it would have been very close to a safety.
That's going to be an ineligible man downfield on Boone Grove here.
And they are shooting themselves in the foot with all these penalties here early in the third quarter. Trying to claw back. You can't afford these penalties like this.
Yeah, I mean, Hunter Noonan got them their first touchdown of the game and also saves them the interception there at least. But when you're back this far, they might as well punt the ball. It is only second down, though, so they might end up well, I mean, of course they're going to end up trying to get that ball past the first
See if they decide to do it on the ground or run.
Yeah.
There seems to be some confusion between the coaching staff whether they want to accept or decline this penalty.
Yep, ineligible man downfield.
Penalty is declined.
Yeah. Just about to say decline.
So it'll be third down. So they'll take the loss of down instead of the distance and give them a second down.
I think that's a smart play as Wheeler. I mean, they're already past the line of scrimmage, the initial line of scrimmage.
And I wouldn't trust Roland so much with it. As well as he can throw the ball. Hasn't been able to so much so far this game, but we both know that can click in an instant, and he could probably burn you for 30 yards easily, as they did with Noonan earlier in the quarter. And he's going to drop back. He's going to look. He's got him in deep down the field.
Deep.
Oh, and a pass
yeah,
interference. He just pulled his arm down going up for the ball. Clear as day. That's in black and white text. Textbook flag throw right there.
Yep.
And that one is going to hurt the Bearcats.
That would have been a beautiful play.
And I think that ball was overthrown too, so I guess you could make the argument that it was uncatchable, but
maybe. I think he was lined up pretty well for it. That little, yeah, he was. That was
yeah, that
right
little
to him.
snag got him. That would have been a catch and probably a touchdown. There was nobody back there to stop him. And number 19,
I mean, in basketball terms,
Xavier Harlovic is very fired up right now, getting on his secondary for a costly, stupid mistake, if you would. I mean, there's really no reason. I mean, he's a tight end. You got speedy safeties back there for Wheeler, and they were right there on his hip, so maybe you could have made the stop. Who knows? But again, costly penalties. Teams cannot afford these in a close game like this. Only a 7-point difference early in about halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah,
Union's going to keep it himself. He's going to go stiff arm and gets it up, and they're going to mark either right at there or just shy of the first down line. We'll see where the spot comes in.
I think they're going to mark it just shy.
Second down, they're signaling, and it's going to be marked at the 41-yard line in Wolfpack territory.
Oh, I thought he was closer.
Great job pushing Gonzalez there and your lineman as a kind of human shield, sacrificing them to get the yards.
Yeah, Mark Rowland just making a really great decision to rush that ball when he couldn't find anybody open.
Great defensive coverage there on all his receivers, and so he automatically had to just tuck it and run and hope for the best. Second down and 1. He's going to drop way back behind the line. He's going to scramble. They're getting great pressure. 3 or 4 around him. They're going to get him for a loss, and it's a sack for the Bearcats. Looks like number 60.
That's going to be
number
double
80.
0. Oh, 80. Regardless,
Number 80, Jalen Bergeson on the sack for the Bearcats.
Great way to stop the momentum that they were building.
2-yard loss after that scramble by Roland. That could have been easily a 10, 15-yard loss as far as he was dropping back. And he started to run back even farther when they were rushing. So the Bearcats get some momentum here on defense, trying to make a big third down stop here, keep them in their own territory, force them to punt that ball away.
Short throw.
And that is a great pass right there at the sticks. We'll see where they spot him. And it's going to be a first down for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, they finally moved up to the 40-yard line as their line of scrimmage.
Josh Oglesby, the receiver that time, caught it right there just shy of the sticks. Good job by Harlovic to try to keep him and keep pulling him back, but, you know, Oglesby just a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger, able to bull his way through there and pick up the first down for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see as a Boone Grove fan over there, which there are plenty of here tonight in Wheeler.
They're going to give it to Gonzalez.
Pulling the pack with him.
Seems like he just pulled his whole offensive line with him, like they were attached on a belt. It's like the Flying V in the Mighty Ducks movie. And it works. They get a good gain on the play, mark it at the 49-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 3 yards to go.
Yeah,
just in their own territory.
It's a great short run.
That was always a good movie, The Mighty Ducks. I always enjoy watching that on Disney Plus, and he is going to bully his way, gets stood up at the line, and still picks up positive yards. Is number 21, Chad Kakos, on the carry that time for the Wolves.
Gets them the first down. That's their second in about 8 possessions.
Wheeler's looking a little tired out there. A lot of hands on hips, bent over, trying to catch their breath, as Wolves are not giving them much time to think in between. They're snapping these plays off pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, it's just good football at this point.
Hard-nosed, gritty, run the ball up the middle, old school football here.
Yeah. A lot of fans were hoping to get that back.
Absolutely, like myself.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. He has broken
He's still
4
going.
tackles, and it takes about 6 people from the Bearcats to bring him down. It looks like we may have a player down, slow to get up.
Yeah, one of the, looks like one of the
He is
defensive linemen.
rolling around. We'll see it, and we're going to take an injury stoppage here. Officials timeout.
Yeah, it looks like he just got the wind knocked out of him as he...
There's a whole lot of bodies flying around in that pile.
Yeah. Yeah, he's slow to get up, but it honestly just looks like he got the wind knocked out of him. I think all of us know how that feels, and it is not a great feeling. Same person who we just saw make a great tackle earlier.
That is Jalen Bergeson, the injured Bearcat on the play. Looking like he's in a little bit of pain here. Hopefully he is all right. He's a big player for the Bearcats.
We're going to show a quick replay of that.
Let's take a look at this play one more time. Be on the left side of your screen here. Just got dragged and landed upon, it looks like.
Khalid.
Yeah, he's got 3 players that land on him towards the back end of your screen here on that side of the play. Good news to see him walking off under his own power. That's always a good sign. Hopefully he returns to the game quickly for the Bearcats. I know he's a good linebacker for him and hopes to eat up some blocks here. Started the season as a linebacker, now has switched to defensive line.
I mean, he's a big guy.
He is a big guy. I'd be a little bit intimidated. Again, I am 5'6" and 165 pounds, so I'm not much, but it'd be a little bit intimidating when I'm looking up at him.
Most definitely. Boone Grove finally lining up Mark Rowland.
Oh, and that one is going to be a false start. 64 holding his stance this time to show that he wasn't the case for that one.
The second that Noonan ran, that's going to be Corey Noonan. The second that he moved over that line, his head immediately went up and his shoulders dropped, unaware of himself.
Yeah, you got to watch the ball in that one.
But at this point, it is what it is. It's happened, and it's time to get on to the next play, as they're now officially about halfway between each goalpost.
2nd down and 7. Ball on the 43-yard line. Here's a snap, drops back, looking, scrambles, gets ripped up, throws off his back foot, tipped out of bounds by the Wheeler defense.
Almost intercepted.
Jackson Smith that time deflecting the pass.
Have not heard his name much tonight, but that was a great
first time we've heard of him. Joey Silkett getting pressure on the quarterback, almost brought him down as he throws.
Yeah.
And Jackson Smith deflecting that, almost had another interception. That would have been the 4th of the game. Uncharacteristic for Mark Rowland to throw 3 picks in the first half, let alone the game.
I mean, over the entire season, over his entire career, I'm pretty sure he's had less than about, I think it's 8 interceptions, and he's thrown 3.
Most of those come in his freshman season. First starting as varsity quarterback. And he's going to roll out to his right. He's going to tuck it, run, try to pick up the first down, and he does, and he's knocked out of bounds just past the sticks. That'll be enough for a first down. Mark the ball at the 36-yard line. And a fresh set of downs for the Wolves.
Very quick thinking by Mark Rowland there. Just gets ready to tuck it and run immediately. They were definitely trying to get away from that pressure that Wheeler has been putting on.
I think he was looking for Chris Gonzalez down there, kind of a bootleg check down pass right there alongside the 40-yard line, but wasn't able to find him as 2 Bearcats were on defense of him, doubling him up, making sure he doesn't get it. He is speedy and a tough runner. He will make a good football play once the ball's in his hands.
Yeah, I mean, 1:30 left here in the third quarter. If they can get a score here,
Triple option to the near side, and he is trips on the line. You got to watch out for those things. They'll tend to grab up and grab your foot and pull you down.
Yeah, they're going to call him down where he initially fell, it looks like.
So he's going to lose yards on this play. A little bit aggravated with himself, but like I said earlier, Jade, playing on turf in high school was, it was fun a little bit. You know, I was a goalkeeper, so I didn't mind I didn't like the turf burn. I was more of a natural grass guy. But the turf gets slick at night. It gets a lot slicker than grass. You don't have that dirt your cleat can dig into. You only got a little bit of infill.
Yeah.
And so that plastic, when it gets wet, gets a lot slicker than what you're used to in warm-up. So we're gonna have to make an adjustment there for all players here on the field. Shotgun snap, a little bit of a high snap. He's gonna sit back, loads up, deep ball. Oh, and it's broken up on the play by number 11, David Diaz, breaking up a great pass intended for Oglesby.
Just a great pass, but even better defense as he just gets perfectly in the way, no pass interception, and gets in front of the...
right off the shoulder pads, right through his hands, hits his chest, and pops off Oglesby. Frustrated as he slams the ground there. Wish he would have came up with that ball, but would have set him up first and goal at the 1 or 2 yard line.
40 seconds.
Third down and long.
Clock
42 seconds.
Because of not an interception.
So 42 seconds. Third down and 12. Rowland scrambling again. Throws. He's got a man. Almost intercepted again. Joey McAtera making a play on the ball. Nearly pulled that one in, and you can hear that Bearcat growl as the fans are getting back more energy and more energy here on the Wheeler side, and they're starting to take some of that energy from the other side. Fans are sitting on their hands, it seems like, over there for the past couple minutes.
Still great footwork by Mark Rowland to get out of that position because 75 was coming after him.
Throwing on the run is going to be tough because sometimes you're not loading up on that back foot to really step through and drive the ball. So we'll see what they got coming up here on fourth down. Empty backfield, 3 receivers to the near side, 2 receivers to the top of your screen. Rowland drops back, looking, scrambling, tries to run for it, and he's going to get out of bounds and knocked out of bounds. We'll see if there's a flag for unnecessary roughness there. A little bit of discussion between the referees on it.
And it doesn't look like it as the Bearcats.
And it is going to be a turnover on downs.
Yeah. Bearcats bring out their offensive line. That
looks like they're going to spot the ball at the 36-yard line, pardon me. And that's where the Bearcats will take over. 1st and 10, 27 seconds left in the third quarter here at Wheeler High School. Great football game here for Friday Night Lights. You can't beat a small-town game.
Yeah, small-town game where so many people come out to watch, and that's just a big part of Wheeler culture, is football.
So you got a train going on in the background there. Lots of little kids waving to it, hoping to get the conductor to honk the horn there. Klimzak loads. He's got a man deep. And it's intercepted.
Quick interception.
Samir DeLiro makes the play for the Wolves. Big interception after turning it over on downs, and they're going to take over at the 38-yard line.
Almost the exact same position on the opposite side of the field. Del Rio making a huge play for the Wolves.
And that has just turned. You see the Wheeler fans that were mostly on their feet over here has now sat down very quickly after that play, and Boone Grove is up and cheering around. Their student section coming back to life over there. Looks like they got the USA theme going on, as a gentleman up there is wearing a Harlem Globetrotters jersey and an American flag cape. Always respect the red, white, and blue. We'd like to thank all those out there home and abroad defending our freedoms.
He is a train.
Wow.
He got caught on. Yeah, he got caught on his
He's
own
flexing a little
lineman.
strut like Conor McGregor there, walking back to the backfield. Still down 14-7 though.
Look at him pick up speed after he runs. Like, look how quick he picks it up.
Shoulders down, and 21. Take a seat.
Yeah, I mean,
Marcus Driver getting hit and plowed over by there, and that'll be the end of the third quarter. The score: Bearcats 14, Wolves 7. We'll be back more football here on Dune Sports right after this. And welcome back to Wheeler High School. Missing the first play of the fourth quarter. Commercials ran a little bit long, but that's all right. We got you covered. It was an 18-yard quarterback keeper by Mark Rowland. Pocket was collapsing. Options weren't open, and he took off. And, man, Jaden, did he have some wheels on him there. Broke a couple tackles, dropped a shoulder, and dropped a couple Wheeler defenders there as he gets it across midfield. Ball at the 43-yard line in Bearcat territory. He's going to drop back, look to throw. He's got a man. It's Torbison. And 4 or 5 Bearcats coming to make the stop. Forward progress is going to mark him down at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, they're trying to push him back, get a tackle for loss, but unfortunately he already stopped moving. They're going to call him down at the 32-yard line, it looks like, as a first down for the Boone.
So now
team.
side judges struggling to mirror each other here. They mark the ball finally at the 31 after a little bit of discussion. It's 1st and 10. Just the start of the fourth quarter here. Both teams have all 3 timeouts, and I think with that, we're going to get our first timeout of the quarter. And it's true. The Bearcats will take their first charge timeout of the half. They got 2 remaining. And Jaden, what's going through your mind if you're Boone Grove? Are you worried if you're Boone Grove, or are you more worried if you're Wheeler that Boone Grove is marching the ball down the field with just 7-point lead, 11 minutes to go? You start thinking about overtime.
I'm more worried if I'm Wheeler. I mean, they just called a timeout. They needed to slow that down. 2 plays into the game, not even 30 seconds. We didn't even get back from commercial, and they already threw, and they've already gained over 30 yards. You have to slow that down. They got that 18-yard play by Mark Rowland, and then by another 11, 12-yard play by him throwing to one of his receivers.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Wheeler getting a little bit nervous here in the fourth quarter. They haven't been able to get the offense going like they experienced in the second quarter, scoring 2 touchdowns. Game's kind of stalled out like the first quarter. Just a lot less energy from both sides. I think everyone's getting ready as they're playing some great music now here over the loud system. Had some Party in the USA playing over the loud system.
Yeah.
Some good tunes here at Wheeler High School. Shout out to whoever the DJ is here today. As here we come back out, 31-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Wolves. Gonzalez in the backfield with Newt Rowland. 3 receivers to your bottom side of the screen and 1 receiver to the top. See what they draw up here. I'm guessing it's going to be a pass, bringing that much. Oh, my goodness. And he is sacked for loss. Incomplete pass. Did he get it off before the sack?
I don't think so.
I think he was down way before, but they're going to say he got the ball off.
That is not.
See if we can take another look at it here if we get a replay coming up. It's got to be a bang-bang play. Referee Scott Leffert said no way, and he just got it off.
Man.
He should go buy a lotto ticket. That is a very lucky judgment call by the official there, Scott Leffert.
Also great.
His crew's been very good, though, tonight. I will have to say that. The past few weeks, I've watched some football games with some crews, not very good, and this crew is very, very good here tonight. And a tackle from behind. Good job by Ortiz to wrap him up.
It's going to look like the 26-yard line that they're going to have.
Corey Noonan, the ball, or the receiver on that play. I stand corrected. I apologize. It was Chris Peters was the receiver on the play.
No, you were right the first time. That was Corey Noonan.
Corey Noonan. There we go. See, it is Friday, and I am trying to fight the glare here in the windows of the press box, and we are going to let go. I believe that is Oglesby jog off the field, and hopefully you don't have to punt because he is your punter.
Yeah.
Johnny Bobas, though, is your kicker, so hopefully you're in field goal range. Let's see what his range is. I haven't trotted him out yet. They've been close and gone for it.
It is third, though.
As you can see, Tyne Vedical for the Bearcats has an amazing leg. That kick would have been good for 53 if it would have been straight. And right through the hands of Torbison, frustrated with himself. He felt the pressure coming on. I think he tried running before he caught the ball there, putting the cart before the horse, if you'd say, as my dad likes to say.
Yeah.
Shout out to my family all across the country watching tonight's broadcast, and my cousin all the way from Hawaii on deployment with the Navy.
Man, Hawaii's a long ways away.
Long ways away. I'm pretty sure it's early morning, midday there now. I'm not sure on the time. Again, I'm not an engineer. I'm not good at math. So huge shout out to them and everyone tuning in tonight. Very much appreciate your attention into high school sports. And he's going to dump one off to Noonan again. It's kind of a duck ball there through the air.
Yeah.
Threw it off his front foot. Didn't look too comfortable throwing the ball, but wide open Noonan.
Yeah, Corey Noonan getting a lot of catches here tonight. But if you also haven't noticed, there are 2 Noonans. That was a huge first down, getting them off of their back legs and putting them back.
And now you're at the 15-yard line on the doorstep of scoring and tying this ball game up.
You're officially in the red zone now. You have to
This
score.
would not surprise me if this game goes into overtime, quite frankly. These 2 teams have a lot of bad blood. You're seeing a little bit more extracurriculars. The referees letting them have it out at each other. And, wow, tried to truck them, but got wrapped up from behind. It looks like they're going to spot the ball at the 4-yard line. And not enough for a first down. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Yeah, I mean, just see him slowly, methodically, just running his way right up the center of the defense, moving right past everybody that's looking to get him.
Jalen Ferguson back in the game for the Bearcats. Made that wrap up as Gonzalez was loading up to try to truck the linebacker for the Bearcats and try to bully his way into the end zone, if not inside the 5 with a first down. Back in the backfield. Roland's going to keep it. He's going to get in short of the goal line. They're going to mark it maybe at the half-yard line.
Yeah, that's inches for sure.
Just like I said earlier in the broadcast, game of inches here.
Oh, that's not what you want to see. Roland limping off the field.
Uh-oh. And if you're a Boone Grove fan, you are holding your breath, hoping that he comes back in the game. He is not putting very much pressure at all on that foot.
Especially.
Straight to the athletic trainer. He's going to the bench. And he's going to actually lay down. Oh, it looks like it's just a cramp stretching him out.
Okay, that's definitely what you want to see rather
That's
than.
a lot better. It looks like Chris Peters will be taking the snap. Sorry, Corey Noonan will be the quarterback on the spot for the Wolves, trying to punch it in, and he's going to take it, and he's in the house. Touchdown, Wolves!
Right through the middle to get them within 1 point of this game.
And he is untouched through that line.
Runs straight up through the middle.
Caught
Corey
the defense
Noonan.
sleeping, and he's excited. Starts running the bench and looks kind of like the Rudy movie. What do I do? What do I do? Stay on the field. Stay on the field.
Yeah, I mean, that's his second
So
touchdown
we'll
of
see.
tonight.
Are you kicking it here, or are you going for 2? And it looks like they're actually going to kick it.
Yeah, I think you got to play it safe. This game has been slanted towards Wheeler, and I think, honestly, in my opinion, this is exactly what I would do too. Got to play it safe.
Some new life on the Boone Grove bench, and some life being sucked out of the Wheeler bench as they have now tied the game. That kick is good from Johnny Bobus, and it is good. We're all tied up. 8 minutes and 57 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. The score, 14-all.
All right, 14-all, 9 minutes left in the 4th quarter. This game is winnable for either team, but I'll tell you what, I would not be upset if this went into an overtime.
I would not be. I'm having too much fun calling this game and watching some great football on a Friday night, not far from home. And it looks like the Boone Grove mascot has his helmet off, which I thought was against the rules for mascots. I think he's trying to gritty over there on the far side of the track. See if we can get a shot of him over by the 10.
Talking to some of his fans.
Just late arrival to the game. I haven't seen him all night.
I haven't either. But he does show up.
I hope he realized that the bus left a lot earlier.
Maybe that is what happened.
So Boone Grove arrived just shortly after the homecoming parade for Wheeler kicked off from the elementary school here to the high school. A beautiful parade, and lots of people turned out for a small pep rally too, I believe, that they had in the gym while we were out here setting up.
Yeah, I mean, I pulled up, I was confused. I was like, man, there's a lot of people here already. The game hasn't even started.
Johnny Bobo set to kick it away. Driver and Compton back deep for the Bearcats, trying to return this back. Kind of cool if we see a kick return here tonight.
That would be.
With Compton's speed, I wouldn't be. And he's going to hesitate. Driver's going to hesitate and not get a very far return once he picks it up just past the 15-yard line. Get it across the 20, just shy of the 25. Mark it at the 14-yard line, sorry. Or 24-yard line, pardon me.
Yeah, spin move, breaks a tackle, but eventually he does get taken down.
Forced out of bounds by the Wolf defense.
Yeah.
So we'll see what the Wheeler Bearcats draw up here. It is crunch time, 8.5 minutes. They have not stopped the clock. That one kept ticking.
Ours is still ticking.
Ours is still ticking. We'll see if we can get that fixed for you. There's 8:32 left in the ball game. on the official game clock here at Wheeler High School. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line.
Yeah, huge.
There we go, our clock updated for all you viewers at home.
Again, huge play. You're going to see Klemzak, and he is ready to put this game into his hands and just take over.
That red and yellow outlined number is the quarter. I have been confusing myself all night looking at the first quarter. I have to kind of look back at the game clock because I think I'm a little bit too faster for myself. But that is indeed the fourth quarter. It's going to be next to the Boone Grove School. So here we go, 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Big drive here if you're the Bearcats. Trying to get the home win, defend your home house on.
Open receiver.
Oh, and he's going to look it. And he's got a man.
Vertical.
He's going vertical. Oh, way. Touchdown, Bearcats. One play, one touchdown.
That's
Absolute madness here at Wheeler High School. The fans are going crazy.
Those lights are going crazy too. Vertical breaks his defender and flies down the field.
And a lot of heads being hung low on the Wolves sideline. The life just sucked out of them after tying the game after an impressive drive. And the Bearcats take a 20-14 lead.
In one play. They got on the field.
Beautiful play. It's what you want to see if you're a Wheeler fan from Klemzak, finding his receivers down the field, especially with Ty Vinical with a kick. Now let's see if he's not too tired to kick this one. He might be out of breath, huffing and puffing out there.
I would be, I'll tell you what.
I know certainly I would. I'm out of breath walking up these stairs into the press box. Yes, I know I'm out of shape. And that kick is good. And so it's a 7-point game again as they play jump around on the speakers. The student section's loving it. And this place is going wild.
Yeah, I mean, again, one play. We're going to get
Take a second look at this play here. Rolls out to his left. Beautiful play. Nobody to stop him. Miscommunication. I think there were man coverage there. Some guy got burned.
Yeah, missed tackle by Samir Del Rio, who caught that interception earlier that actually was pretty much the catalyst for their drive earlier.
Ty Vinical is doing a lot here. He scored a touchdown. He's their kicker. And now after sprinting all the way down there, kick an extra point, now he's going to walk all the way back here, kick off, and run down the field and try to make a tackle.
He's, I'd say he's their heart and soul.
I hope he has access to a hot tub because my legs would be sore after that. But yet again, that is why I'm a broadcaster instead of a football player.
Corey Noonan and Del Rio in the back for Boone Grove to receive this kickoff. I mean, you need this bad if you're Boone Grove. Dan Kukulski, I'm sure he is on his toes here watching his players give it their all against this.
This is going to be a big drive for the Wolves, but even a bigger possession for the Bearcats to make a stop. I think if they make a stop here and they can chew enough time off the clock, then seal fate here, and it's going to be a rocket kick, and that one might go out of bounds. No, it's going to stay in bounds through the back of the end zone, and it's going to be a touchback.
Yeah, so Boone Grove will take the ball at the 20-yard line.
That's the lowest kick that I've seen go through all four lines. Pretty sure that hit the ground just past the first line of of the receiving team for the Wolves there.
If there were ever a kick to be called a bullet kick, that's it.
It was so fast.
Straight
out of our camera, straight out of our view here in the press box.
It just
rocket
flew,
right there.
Wow. It
See
kicked
the
up some
turf
turf,
bullets.
yeah. Oh
like
my
a
gosh.
bullet ricocheting off the ground and rolls out of the back of the end zone. So the Wolves are taking over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. A big drive coming up here for the Wolves.
Roland is back on the field.
Good to see him back out there. Wolf fans are excited, certainly, and they are holding their breath seeing, and that play got blown up.
Brought down
all the way back
quickly.
down to the 15-yard line is Chris Gonzalez by a whole host of Bearcats there on the stop.
Yeah, I mean,
Clock continues to tick.
less than 30 seconds have passed since that touchdown by Boone Grove. On the game clock, of course. And that's just crazy. We're just about to hit 8 minutes left until the fourth quarter is over.
So Boone Grove really can't afford to be losing yardage here early, especially deep in their thing. They're going to mark him at the 17-yard line, 2nd down and 14 to go. He's going to throw. He's got a man. Torbeson dives. No! Does not make the catch. They rule it incomplete. Said it hit the ground before he received it.
Yeah, Tyler Torbeson giving it his all, but unfortunately.
Take a look at that.
Yeah.
unable to hold on to it
Slipped
right
out.
through the arms, and he is frustrated with himself. Looking to get a redemption here. It's 3rd down and 14.
Another look for a pass.
Wow, and he's going to scramble. He's going to get away. Oh, and the towel gets him down at the 25-yard line, so it'll be 4th and 5.
And they will be bringing out the special teams that looks, punting it away, just 3rd and outing it instantly.
Wow. I don't know about – I mean, the way Wheeler just answered off the
towel.
kickoff is that's why I wouldn't wear a towel. I mean, it's not – obviously it's not as stretchy as a shirt sometimes you see in the NFL. It's like 15 yards, and the guy is still holding on his short back there.
I will say, that towel was tucked in there, man.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have pulled out at that point.
This is not flag football. It is tackle football, thankfully. So, unfortunately, just pulling that towel is not going to get him down. You have to bring him down to the ground. So they're going to punt it away here. A smart decision. But also, I could see a lot of Boone Grove fans seeing that they want to go for it, being down 7 with less than 7 minutes to go now in the game. You're putting a lot of faith in your defense to stop them. A great punt. It's going to take a friendly bounce for the Wolves, and they're going to down it at about the 27-yard line.
Yeah,
So that's where Clemzak and the Bearcats will take over 1st and 10 from their own 27, hoping to replicate that one play touchdown drive.
I mean, that would be incredible. Regardless, they're taking possession here with only 6.5 minutes left in the 4th quarter, and they're already up a touchdown.
Expect to see a lot of runs here, try to chew some clock. I don't think you'll see Clemzak try to throw, but I could be wrong. They could be looking for a statement win, being 1-3, being the heavy underdogs in this contest coming into tonight.
Underdogs.
Could be looking to make a statement win, and it's bragging rights. You know,
That's
I always a big fan of, if it's your rival, you run it up as much as you can. If you win by 60, you're supposed to win by 80. But everyone else, you know, kind of call off the dogs here late in the game if you're up big.
At least late in the game.
There looks to be some discussion from our referees here. There is a flag down, and we'll see what the call is. It's a personal foul for tripping against the Bearcats. And so that'll back them up even farther, I believe.
Oh, man, not what you want to see. As a Wheeler fan, this is definitely not what you want to see. The sticks
Definitely not.
The sticks are still on the other side of the field.
And now they're going to take a slow trot on down to the field. 6:44 left in the ball game, left in regulation, I should say. The way this game is going, it could very much go into overtime. Still a lot of time left on the clock. Wheeler's got to chew up at least 4 or 5 minutes on this clock before, if Boone Grove ever takes over back possession. But being back deep, this makes it a little bit easier for the Boone Grove defense. A little bit more momentum here as they're trying to make a huge stop here. Force you to punt it from hopefully here or from farther back and get great field position and give Roland a chance with the Boone Grove offense to get a score and tie it up here.
Yeah, and I mean, unfortunately, Wheeler did have to use one of their timeouts earlier in the 4th quarter to slow down that momentum. So they will not have one of their timeouts in their back pocket nearing the end of this game.
And Boone Grove has all 3 timeouts remaining. Do you look to take them defensively here, or are you letting the clock tick for a little bit here, Jaden?
I don't know. If I'm Wheeler, I think I'm gonna try and go for it still. Like you said, that statement win.
Absolutely, and they're going to hand it to Ortiz, I believe, and he's going to get swallowed up at the line. Gets a couple yards there.
Yeah,
the ball was spotted at the 14-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 18-yard line to pick up a 4 on the play to bring up 2nd down and 6 for the Bearcats.
He's going to blow right past that pressure that the defense is putting on and just make it just a couple more yards, and that's all you really need at this point.
Those jerseys definitely getting sweat-soaked here. They were bright orange to start the game, and now very much dark orange.
Yeah, they're almost looking red at this point.
Almost looking red. That is true. So here we go. Clemzak in the backfield. Got Ortiz right behind him. 2 receivers at the top of your screen, 1 at the bottom. He's going to throw a short pass right there at the sticks. Bryce Compton, the receiver. He's got room down the sideline and forced out of bounds by number 20 from the Wolfpack.
Corey Noonan.
Ryan Alanis is on the force out there for the Wolves. Bryce Compton there was the ball carrier. Knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like, excuse me, I meant Hunter Noonan. Looks like he kind of just slipped while he saw the ball going towards that very good receiver. We've seen a lot of him tonight. And he slips, gets back up, and then he tries to go for the tackle again.
Compton had that amazing touchdown catch. Did a great job to his back shoulder, back corner in the end zone, and keeping 2 feet inbounds right before the end of the first, or midway through the second quarter, pardon me. And ball
fumble.
comes out. Ball's out. I believe Wolves say they have it. I think they do. They got the low position on there, and they do. Number 2, Hunter Noonan comes up with a fumble, and the Wolves take over at the Bearcats' 45-yard line with 5:49 left in the regulation.
Hunter Noonan making up that poor play from last
Second of the
down.
league, and Ortiz got that ball punched. Who's number 58? That is Khalid Alzir.
Again, we hear
punching
his name.
out. He has had a great game for the Wolves on that defensive line. He's eating up blocks, allowing those linebackers to get in and make a stop early once he gets past. He's had 3 tackles for loss, I believe, and now a forced fumble, and Noonan comes up big with the recovery. And it looks like Wheeler coaches are not happy there. That is a very frustrated timeout right there coming from the Wheeler coaches. Nick Testa calling the timeout there for the Bearcats. And so now that we have a few seconds, how does this change now if you're Wheeler? You had all the momentum having the ball back with just a little bit of time. All you had to do was chew up a little, and your star running back coughs it up.
We're going to take another look at that fumble real quick as we talk about it during this timeout. He just, Alzir he tips it out of his hands.
Great job getting low and putting a hand or helmet on the ball, just like you're taught when you're little.
The ball slips through multiple people before eventually ending up in Hunter Noonan's hands.
Yeah, that ball definitely was a little bit slick there.
Refs look like they're having fun out there tonight, too. It's been a fun game to watch, and I'm sure it's been a fun game to referee, too.
This has been a fantastic officiating crew, probably the best ones I've seen in all of high school sports here at Wheeler High School tonight, which is great. It's a great rivalry game. They're letting the extracurriculars kind of play out a little bit, which I like. You know, gets a little trash talk, a little push and shove. They're not going to call it right away, so as long as it doesn't get too far out of hand, they're doing a good job keeping control in this game.
Only been calling the necessities.
So here come the Wolves on the 46-yard line, taking over. And Gonzalez is running. Ooh. He's got room. He trucks somebody. And it's going to be a whole hearse having to stop it, but not before he picks up a first down. Takes the ball all the way down to the 35-yard line. Mark it at the 34. And it'll be yet another first down for the Wolves.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Gonzalez is their star running back. Over only 36 carries, he has 282 just going into this game and averages about 8 per. That's great. Those are great numbers.
Fantastic running back here. He's shown a lot of grit. He's a smaller guy, pushing some bigger guys around.
Oh, yeah.
Love to see that. And Roland's going to roll out to his right. He's going to throw, and he's going to throw this one away out of bounds.
Yeah.
Pass looked like it was intended for Corey Noonan on the play. Unable to come up with it as that one is sailed out of bounds. And it'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the 35-yard line in Bearcat territory.
Yeah, I mean, we really have not seen what we were expecting out of Mark Rowland. He came into this game. He already has 1,200 yards. I know he mentioned that earlier. That's a lot of yards, especially for high school football, but at any level, that's
and you're
a lot
in
of yards.
only 4 games into the season. Threw for just over 2,000 last year, and he's on pace to double that almost. And he's going to throw a rifle. Oh, and through the hands of Noonan, he got lit up as he received that one. A lot of contact on that play.
Corey Noonan.
No flags, and so to bring up 3rd down and 10. Now for Blue Grove, the momentum switches. You feel like you got a chance to win this game or come back and tie it, and now you're 3rd and 10. You've only managed to move the ball 11 yards so far on this possession.
The momentum is switching a lot here tonight, especially in the 4th quarter. But let me just say that they need this.
Absolutely. They need to convert, and Gonzalez is going to run. He's going to get the first down, reaches for it, and he's knocked out of bounds. He's got a first down for the Wolfpack.
Finally getting that ball up past the 15-yard line, the 25-yard line as they do pick up the first down. I mean, we talk about momentum all game, and this is exactly what that means. They finally get that ball.
Absolutely. Find a way to convert on a big 3rd down. Give it to your sturdy running back, and he will get that job done for you. A true workhorse here for the Wolfpack. Roland hasn't had the best game of his career, and he's going to hand it off again, and another big run, and picks up a nice little chunk there is Chris Gonzalez.
Roland might not be having the game of his career, but I tell you what, Chris Gonzalez just might.
Junior running back at 5'6", 165 pounds. Looks a little bit smaller.
Yeah, it's the same. The same measurements as you.
Same measurements, yeah.
Yeah, you go out there.
Just a little bit more athletic out there,
yeah.
and a lot more in shape. As you can see, he's running the ball 10-yard chunks here every time. So here we go, 2nd down and 4 in the 4th quarter in the red zone. Roland's going to keep it. He's going to get it, and he's going to pick up the 1st down.
Wow.
Mark the ball at the 12-yard line, and they are just 12 small yards away from tying this game and possibly sending it to overtime with only 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the regulation.
Man, these last 4 minutes have flown by. I mentioned that like the clock had barely moved 30 seconds, and now it's moved 4 minutes. It doesn't feel like any time has passed.
Absolutely. It's been a great game to watch.
14
Probably the
to
fastest
21,
game I've been to at a high school game all year. You normally finish up about 10 o'clock, and we're just past 9 o'clock here.
Oh,
and that
up.
one is blown up. Uncharacteristic to his past 6-7 runs there is Gonzalez stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It looks like they're going to spot the ball at the 16-yard line, and that should bring up 2nd down and 12. Loss of 2 on the play officially. So the Bearcats getting a little bit of a stop there, trying to hold them. 16 yards out of the 16 yards from the end zone.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need as a Bearcat, though. You definitely need that stop right there, especially a tackle for loss.
Absolutely. Let's see what Roland's got dialed up. Looks like they're running a heavy receiver option. He's going to drop back. He fooled me there with the fake handoff. He's got number 7, and he's knocked out of bounds just shy of the goal line inside the 5-yard line. No market at the 6.
Samir Del Rio.
Samir Del Rio again making another play. He's came alive here in the second half. Made a few big plays.
Saw that interception earlier. Short
Absolutely.
pass right there to him just to
Couple
get him
great
right.
receptions in the 3rd quarter. Really putting together his game here after having a quiet first half.
Yeah, getting him much closer to being able to tie this game up. And even if they do make this, do you think that they risk it and they go for the 2-point conversion?
I say you kick it.
Yeah.
I would not risk a loss to a rival going for 2-point conversion here. I'd rather just kick it and say we'll beat you in overtime. And Roland's going to keep it, and he's going to be stopped short of the goal line. Mark it at the 2-yard line. And that's where they're going to have definitely a 1st down on the play. And it should bring up 1st and goal.
Yeah, this is 1st and goal. They're officially in the end zone within 2 yards of that end zone. You need this. All you need is to go 2 more yards, 6 more feet.
The Eagles did it perfectly against the Vikings multiple times as I had Jalen Hurts in my fantasy team. So got about 30 points from him. I was definitely paying attention, even with the rough internet connection the other night. But QB sneak on the 1 and 2 yard line just executed it perfectly. Even Devontae Smith being a lineman, as skinny as he is, 130-something pounds.
Run up the middle.
Run up the middle.
Ooh.
Goal line stand. He's held out down on the half-yard line.
Doesn't look like they're going to lose any, but still, that's
Roland
a great play.
on the quarterback keeper there yet again.
Wow. Great play by the Bobcats defense. They saw him coming in there. Unfortunately, gets blocked a little bit by his teammate, and right before his foot steps place in the end zone, he's swallowed up.
I don't think you could put that ball any closer to that goal line right now without the nose of the ball breaking the plane.
Yeah.
Which would be enough for a touchdown. Really, you just need to move it about an inch here.
Yeah. Literally
Gonzalez in the backfield. We'll see if it's another quarterback keeper.
Wheeler
it is indeed. And stopped short again. Hang on. Stopped yet again.
Wow.
It's going to bring up 3rd down and goal.
You have to move the ball centimeters.
Goodness gracious. And it's going to be officials timeout for an injury. It looks like it might be Mark Roland down yet again.
Oof.
Slow to get up. We hope he's all right. Looks like he just got the wind knocked out of him.
I think it's another cramp in his calf, I'm assuming.
It looks like yet again he's still limping on that other leg. So it looks like it might be Corey Noonan coming in, or Hunter Noonan coming in again to fill in for that spot quarterback that ultimately led to the quarterback keeper and the touchdown that tied the game.
Ooh, this one might be an injury. Yep.
He's in a lot more pain.
Never mind.
What a dive and roll there.
Yeah.
You might have a future in Stunt Devils for
just maybe
for some Hollywood movies there.
Regardless,
and we could say we called a game for a big-time movie star, maybe.
Regardless, we're calling a game for a bunch of great football players.
Absolutely.
Corey Noonan picking up the quarterback position
we have been
him.
Spoiled by a great football game here in Wheeler.
3rd down.
3rd down.
0 to go.
About 1 minute and 40 seconds left in the game. He's going to run it. He's going to be in.
That's in.
That is definitely in there. Touchdown, Wolves! And Wheeler is upset. They say they stopped him. But, I mean, we could see it from up here in the up here in the press box. That ball definitely crossed the goal line. And so now you come to the delirium. Are you going to kick it or are you going to go for it? I would kick it here and force it in overtime.
It over the line, barely.
There's not enough time left, for me to feel comfortable with going for two and trying to get the ball back and then scoring. There's a minute and a half. I have confidence in my defense if I'm the Boone Grove Wolves and making a stop here for a minute and a half.
They're going for the PAT.
This is the biggest kick of his life right now. And it's blocked! Wheeler blocks the kick, and they have sealed the deal. A minute and a half they will get the ball back, and they still lead 21-20. Absolute mayhem on the Wheeler sideline. The fans are going crazy. And a lot of helmets getting slammed down on the Boone Grove sideline. They are frustrated and all get out. A big kick. The kicker takes off his helmet, and he is just distraught right now.
Furious.
Absolutely a mayhem of a play.
Incredible defense by Wheeler's line right there.
They're still celebrating on the field. Coach is calling back on the play. Wheeler is. It's like, hey, boys, we got to focus up. They still got a minute and a half. You very much can expect a onside kick here.
Yeah. Oof, just blocked.
Wow.
Even almost faked out our cameraman.
Didn't even get over the line of scrimmage. That one, wow. That one's going to be brought back in film on Monday morning or tomorrow morning whenever they decide to go through film. And that one's going to be looked at, and they're definitely going to be practicing that before the next game. You'd have to imagine. The line just did not put up any resistance to that.
Yeah, Mitch Krolikowski, it looks like getting that stop for Wheeler right there. I mean, you can't ask for a better defense against an extra point attempt.
Keegan Catone now back there with, looks like David Diaz back deep to return for the Bearcats. They're putting their hands team. Bryce Compton back up there. Josh Ortiz up there.
I will say Boone Grove is crying with joy that they have those 3 timeouts still, because I promise you after every single play they're calling a timeout.
Absolutely. Wheeler only has 1. I don't anticipate them using a timeout here. Minute and 34 seconds left in the game. You're up 1.
All you need is a field goal, as if you're Boone Grove.
And that is going to be offsides, and they're probably going to have to re-kick this one. We'll see what the call is. Offsides on the kick. Somebody left early before the ball was even touched.
Yeah, we'll have to see who
and
that
it looks
call
like it hit
exactly is.
again on the kicker. Let's take a look here on the replay. I think it double hit him. Yep, it did. Illegal touch, so that is not going to be re-kicked. They're going to get the ball at the spot of the foul, I believe, and so this game is almost all but over. It looks like actually they will re-kick this. Penalty was declined.
I mean, that's
I believe
just good
is the signal you see here down here. I believe they declined that penalty.
Yeah.
See, there's some confusion now.
But you really needed that kick if you were Boone Grove, so it's lucky for you that they allowed you to
now
re-kick
you know
it.
they're going to come from onside, so if you're Wheeler, I'm stacking that front line.
Well, they might have changed the play now, but at this point, you kind of need it.
Or do you take the chance of kicking it over these guys' heads? They're standing here at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, they're close.
You got some speed on that Boone Grove side. You can come down here and get it. I saw one in the Kankakee Rensselaer game where they just kicked it over the back line and raced down there and picked it up and then fumbled it a play later. So, unfortunate loss for the Cougars that night, but we'll see what they draw up here. And he is going to kick. And another flag.
They're going to call it again, yeah. I think that one might have been a missed call. Or a missed call.
I think this is another play they are going to be practicing a lot this week in football in preparation for next week's game.
And instead of stopping when the flag is called, I'm sure Coach is going to have them run all the way down the field.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be doing quite a few sprints from that one.
It looks like that was a missed call.
So they're going to back up the kick even more from the 35. It's at the 30. You know, speaking of the 30-yard line, I always admired Devin Hester. I grew up watching him, one of my favorite players of all time. And when he retired, he wrote the Commissioner League on his Instagram and said, "Dear Commissioner, you can now move the kickoff back to the 30 instead of the 35 now that I'm retired." He always claimed that they had to move it up because he ran too many kicks back. And so we'll see it now kicked from the 30-yard line.
Man.
Try again. Take 3. Third time's the charm. Let's see if we can get a ball game going here.
This is the first time I've ever even seen that call in high school football.
Yeah, I can't remember a time that I've seen it either. So we'll see. It looks like we have a successful kick so far. He's going to fall on it. David Diaz falling on the ball that time for the Bearcats.
Oh, I thought a flag was thrown. It was just a football.
A player down. Slow to get up.
Looks like it's going to be
Xavier Harlovich.
Yeah, 28, I believe, on Boone Grove.
19 for Wheeler there.
Regardless, Wheeler takes possession here. Minute 33 left, fourth quarter, up by 1 point. And I'll tell you what, this reminds me, this is very reminiscent of Valpo Maryville. Last year, I was lucky enough to commentate that game, and that was a beautiful game to watch. Valpo won by 1 single point in the fourth quarter.
I think I remember following that game on Max Preps very closely.
Yeah.
So 1st and 10, all you got to do is chew a minute and 33 seconds off the clock if you're Wheeler from your own 29-yard line. Let's see what they got. Are they going for a statement win here? I wouldn't be surprised. And they're going to run it. And that one's going to get stopped behind the line. Oof. Gets up to 30, picks up 1 yard there. Boone Grove's got a few things to work on here, especially on special teams before their next matchup next Friday on the 22nd. They will host River Forest. It'll be a home game for them. Kickoff at 7 o'clock Central Time as we work on getting you the next Wheeler home game for them. As now we get a timeout by the Wolves. And we'll see how it's going, what they come up with here. I mean, there's not much you can do if they are running the ball on you.
Yeah, I mean, there really isn't too much that you can do. But I think that they're just going to keep running the ball and burning that clock up. But as we just saw, Boone Grove does call a timeout like I kind of tried to call earlier. And, yeah, they have a tough matchup.
Give a shout-out to all my Blackhawks fans that are playing Chelsea Dagger out here on the Loud system as we got Connor Bedard this year in the first draft. Always looking forward to hockey season. But first, let's get through football season. I enjoy it a little bit too much.
I'm not a huge hockey guy, but...
Oh, you're missing out. It is a great sport.
Almost as physical as football.
It's the only sport you can legally fight in.
That's true.
I appreciate the fights.
Except for boxing.
Well, that too, yeah. First contact sport, as team sport, I should say. And that one's going to get tripped up. Mark him at the 31-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, Jaden Ortiz, that's going to be...
And another timeout. I believe it'll be taken by Boone Grove. And so they might actually have a chance. They will have one more timeout. So if you get a stop here on 3rd down, they probably will have to punt on 4th down. Or
3rd and 8. They're not going to go for it.
I don't think you go for it. I think you take your chances. But do you take your timeout if you're Boone Grove, your final timeout? Do you take it before they start 4th down, or do you let them run it down? Because then if they go for it on 4th down and they stop, it's going to chew up more time or I guess the clock would stop for a possession change.
Yeah, it would stop for a possession change. They also...
So we'll see if they save it for their offensive drive then.
Wheeler cannot throw this because if it ends up an incomplete pass, then they're stopping the clock. So they're going to have to just run it. And Boone Grove might still call their timeout. I don't know. It depends.
We'll see what they do. Wheeler travels to Gary Westside next Friday, the 22nd. Game kicking off at 8 o'clock. A little bit later than, according to Max Preps. That is, of course, subject to change. Could be just a typo in there. But they are, according to Max Preps, set to kick off at 8 o'clock at Gary Westside. So that'll be next Friday's matchup for both teams. Klemzak's going to unload.
Deep.
He's got Compton. He's at the 30, 20, 15, 10. Touchdown, Bearcats. They seal the game. Absolute mayhem yet here again at Wheeler High School. Just over a minute left to play, and they take a commanding lead, and Boone Grove is distraught. Their defenders standing hands on their heads with their head to the side at center field. The crowd is going absolutely wild here. You can feel it in the press box how crazy these people are going. And he's holding. Like, who's going to stop me? It's Bryce Compton there.
This game was within reach for Boone Grove twice in the last 4 minutes.
What do you expect to see a team do on 3rd down and 9?
Throwing the ball. I even said you shouldn't throw the ball because if you miss, it's gonna end up stopping the clock.
That is very uncharacteristic. So Tyne Vedical will try to kick the extra point here to see if he can put an 8-point game. There's still, I guess, a lot of time, so I guess the game isn't sealed yet. Could be an 8-point lead with plenty of time to come down and get a 2-point conversion, and they score it. The kick is good. It's 28-20 here, and 1 minute and 10 seconds left in the ball game. There's still enough time, maybe one big play. I guess I shouldn't have said the game is sealed yet, but
I guess
the way the offense is going for Boone Grove, I think it's all but over. Unless they get some spark going here late.
You would need a Wheeler-type play. That's all I'm going to say.
Absolutely. You need that 10-second drive where it's one play, one touchdown.
Yeah.
But the Wheeler defense has been tough this second half, especially after allowing the game to be tied. They have come out and made a couple key stops.
At this point in time, first of all, his shoulder pad's a little messed up. But at this point in time, I would say going to overtime would be crazy. But we've seen crazier things happen. I mean, think 28-3, 33-0 comebacks. I mean, we see it all the time in football.
Game. I've been a Patriots fan since birth. For all the haters out there, I'm not a bandwagon. And that 28-3 game was a little rough in the first 3 quarters. Yeah. Not gonna lie, didn't have a lot of hope. But hey, Tom Brady, the greatest of all time, came back, absolute unit, and led the Patriots to a Super Bowl win. 5 of their, I believe that was their 5th of their 6 Super Bowl titles. And can't argue against Tom Brady, greatest of all time.
Yeah.
6 or 7 rings, sorry.
I was going to say, yeah. Almost unarguable.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just.
People will find a way, though.
People will find a way because they hate him because he's good, but go Patriots, so.
Corey breaks the tackle a little bit, is brought down, though. At the 29-yard line, it's going to look like.
A little bit of extracurricular here between number 58 and Ty Vinicle, Boone Grove and Wheeler here about midfield, way behind the play.
Yeah.
So a minute and 2 seconds left on the clock. 62 seconds to work for the Boone Grove offense to try to come back and win this game, or at least tie it up. I guess you can't win it. You got to tie it here by getting a touchdown and a successful 2-point conversion.
Yeah. That's a big thing to ask for.
And, I mean, for a 2-point conversion, you can't even go quarterback sneak, I don't think.
No.
I mean, Wheeler stopped you 4 times.
4 times in a row. 1 was a penalty, so.
Yeah, 4 plays. They stopped him on a 1st and inches.
They're going for the pass.
Wasting a lot of time on the clock here. Throws. He's got a man. Tipped out of his hands. He almost had that one. That pass was intended for Samir Delirio, and he nearly came up with that.
Yeah.
He got a fingertip on it.
That was
looks
so
like the student
close.
body's getting out of the student section here from the Wheeler side, getting ready to rush the field as you beat your rival. It's always probably the biggest game of the year for both these schools. I mean, arguably, the biggest game of the year is when you beat your rival. You got bragging rights, especially when you know the kids because you all live close together.
Right.
Schools aren't very far apart. Definitely probably a better feeling than most other wins in the season. Obviously, that could be trumped by a sectional or a state championship. Corey Noonian, the receiver that time, gets pushed out of bounds. That'll stop the clock. Ball's going to spot at their own 36-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 4 yards to go.
I will say great play by Corey Noonan to run off instead of going for the extra couple yards.
So notice 50 seconds on the clock, and the students are already down by the turf. They're on the track, ready to rush the field. Kind of reminds you of Duke sitting there with 2.5 minutes left in the game against Clemson, the opening week of college football.
That was a huge game, too.
It was a crazy game. I remember being excited about the Notre Dame game and then turn around and watch that crazy game. And it's always a great day to see Clemson lose. Pump fakes, and he's got a man, and he's out of bounds. They're going to stop the clock.
Out of bounds. Are they going to call it a successful pass, though?
They are. Chris Peters, the receiver that time, picks up a critical 1st down just across the 40-yard line. Mark it at the 41, 1st and 10.
They're making motion.
41 seconds. Their receivers are doing a great job getting out of bounds very quickly. Wheeler's back deep, giving them everything underneath, which is understandable. So they're taking all these free yards. You got 1 timeout. I think you might want to burn it here pretty soon. That's Samir Delirio. Again, the reception at the 51-yard line. No, they're going to give him the 1st down. A generous spot there.
Looks like the coach is trying to call a timeout. Oh, never mind.
Not hearing it very much. So he gets the pass, and here we go, and he gets out of bounds. Samir Delirio again. 27 seconds left in the ball game.
Yeah, another short pass just to get him a couple more yards. They're moving up the line. They've moved over 30 yards in the past 4 plays, and they've only drained
Mark the ball at the 44-yard line in Bearcat territory. 27 seconds left. People are on their feet on both sides of the stadiums. Not a single person. You're either on the edge of your seat or you're standing up.
We're standing up right now.
I'm standing up. I can't sit on the edge of my seat any farther. My legs aren't tall enough to reach the floor. Short person problems, but that's all right.
Another short one.
Oh, and Delirio drops the ball. Clock stops, takes 5 seconds off the clock, and that is going to come back to haunt Delirio tonight when he's laying down for bed.
Yeah, Del Rio just has the ball in his hands, and unfortunately, maybe it's that slippery turf, but it slips right out of his hands.
Wow, it hit him in both hands, and unfortunately, you got to haul that in. You're wide open. There's nobody within a 5-6 yard radius of you. No excuse for not pulling that ball in.
Yeah. It's 3rd down, and there is 23 seconds left in this football game. You think they have to go for a deep pass here?
Third down and about 7 to go.
Ooh, bad snap.
It's third down and 5. Delirio again, knocked out of bounds. Will they give it to him? It's right there at the chains. We'll see what they say.
The ref almost, yeah, they're not
And
going
it
to call
is
that.
going to be short. He's going to be at the 40-yard line. The line of gain is the 41-yard line, so it's going to bring up 4th and 1, and you have to go for it here.
You can't not go for it. It's
16 seconds left on the clock. Student body is getting excited, ready to rush this field. They look more excited than the football team did this field tonight.
Roland, this is your moment.
This is make or break and they do get the first down. Noonan gets out of bounds there, stops the clock. 12 seconds, pardon me, left in the ball game.
Yeah, Corey Noonan, we've seen
Or I
him a
should
lot.
say regulation. I mean, they're close to scoring here.
Yeah, now they're
And
finally within 40 or 35.
I think Wheeler's going to take the timeout here.
Interesting play.
16 seconds. They want 16 seconds on the clock.
Oh. Are they
At
saying
least what
13 or 16?
they're signaling 16.
Oh, I guess it was 13.
13. Okay, so one more second. And, wow. Here we go.
That seems like a weird call for the Wheeler coach to make.
I think the referee were telling him to radio up
to
here.
communicate it. Okay.
Get up here. Drops back, 13 seconds. And you got to take a shot at the end zone here soon. Gonzalez is going to be there. Got to take a quick timeout. There's 6 seconds left. This is do or die. You have a time for a quick pass to the end zone. But you can't go another short completion and then try to take a shot.
No, yeah, this is your moment. You have to go for the touchdown right here.
This is the game on the line. Timeout taken by the Wolves. Their final charge timeout.
Serious discussion between the coaches and the players there in the huddle, and they need this badly. They want to keep their record at above 67. This is
5,
nerve-wracking.
7. It looks like they're going to add one more second back to the clock as they're signaling up again for 7 seconds.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous right now.
I'm nervous if I'm the Wolves too. I mean, I still get the nerves a little bit. In close games, you get excited. We'll see what they draw up here. They've drawn up a few beauties of a play today.
We've seen,
not as pretty as that Wheeler second quarter though.
Yeah,
just a
Wheeler,
very dominant on the offense, and that really is the difference in the ball game tonight. Is that second quarter. Boone Grove's known for getting out and scoring early and fast, and they have not been able to do that tonight. They did that a little bit in the third quarter, but that was just that one drive. They haven't had much success since until late in the fourth quarter. So we'll see what they come up with here. 7 seconds left in the ball game.
7 seconds left as they come out on the field. They have no timeouts. Wheeler still has a timeout, but they do not have one.
Absolute mayhem here at Wheeler High School. Bearcats holding on to an 8-point lead against the Wolves in a rivalry game. He's going to throw. He's not going to take a shot. He's got to get out of bounds quickly. How much time is left? 3 seconds. You got to have one more play. And there's a flag in the secondary here.
Ooh, that's not what you want to see as Wheeler. It looks like it might be
defensive holding, I think, is the preliminary signal.
That is not what you want to see as Wheeler here. There's 3 seconds left.
They are retreating.
Yeah, they're talking about this. This is a serious call to make this late.
Secondary backing up a little bit, so starting.
Yeah, they're discussing.
I believe this is going to be a defensive holding or pass interference.
The ref that we see on the screen right now did point towards Boone Grove, though. Yeah, holding.
Well, he's looking to see if he wants, I think, to communicate with the Boone Grove sideline. No one's been over here. There's a ref that jogged over to communicate with that sideline. Let's see what they want to do. We'll see the call here. I think it was back in the secondary. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a penalty. Yeah. And the Bearcats are starting to back up a little bit. D-line's holding back in the secondary.
Doesn't look
there's
like
not even a ball spotted on the field, so.
Pass?
Oh. Pass interference against the Wolves. It is a critical self-inflicting penalty there. Man. And that is just making your job 10 times harder.
I think
backing the ball all the way up to the 38-yard line. And now you have to have touchdown or nothing here.
I think that might have been the dagger, but I guess we'll have to see.
Wow.
Man, that's such a rough call to get this late.
That is an absolute tragedy if you are the Boone Grove Wolves. That deflated pretty much a lot of your hopes of having a nice, easy pass. It would have been about a 25-yard pass to the end zone.
It's a lot easier than a 45-yard pass.
Now you're back here They're still marking the ball back. It's going to be marked at the 44-yard line instead of 34.
Yeah, that's a loss
where
of
they
15.
initially set up the chains.
Man.
Wow.
All the way
Costly
back,
penalty.
yeah,
You're going to have
45.
about a 45, 50-yard pass. You know, in high school, it's kind of uncommon to see a quarterback. I believe Roland can throw that far. He's got a very strong arm, and that is going to be a false start.
Wow, back-to-back.
And another self-inflicted penalty here against the Wolves. They are just trying to make it harder on themselves, it seems like.
Yeah, they said it wasn't challenging enough.
Nunez again did it earlier in the ball game in the third quarter. Takes off running before the plays even snap, and he does it yet again. His second false start penalty of the game, just alone in this half.
Yeah, I mean, at least it's good he didn't do it in the first half, but you can't do it twice in the second half, let alone
Absolutely
right now.
not.
Hail
He's
Mary.
gonna drop back. He's going to scramble. They're getting pressure. He's going to be taken.
Oh,
he's going to break the tackle. He's got all the time. He heaves. He's got a man. And it's incomplete. Wheeler wins the ball game.
Wheeler with great defense to stop that, although Mark Rowland does break out of 2 tackles getting
A
pressure.
valiant effort by Mark Rowland is not enough, and there's some extracurriculars. Looks like we got a little bit of pushing and shoving going down by the 10-yard line, as now they're separated by the referees.
Looks like
Definitely
2.
very bad blood. Well, there was a fight with a little bit of Wheeler kids.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great game by both teams, honestly.
An exciting game to call.
Yeah.
As there you can see the first responders here supporting their hometown Wheeler Bearcats. Student section getting ready to charge the field as soon as the handshake is done. Referees getting escorted off the field. A valiant effort by both squads today, but Wheeler just a little bit too much. Boone Grove got out to too sluggish of a start, I think.
This game was a nail-biter, though, throughout the entire second half. Through the first half, it looked clear that that Wheeler was going to win this one, and then Boone Grove, you know, they just kind of came back.
So there you see it on your
Can't
screen
close it
again.
out.
The final score, Wheeler Bearcats 28, Boone Grove Wolfpack 20. An absolute upset here, according to Max
Very
Preps.
true.
It was expected to be a 21-point underdog was the Bearcats. And here comes the student body celebrating with their victorious Bearcats. And they have bragging rights in Porter County once again.
Oh, yeah, that is exactly what you want to see on your homecoming night. You get to go tomorrow into the game, especially all these foot players, and they get to go in there with bragging rights.
And they get to go to the homecoming dance tomorrow night. Hopefully they all have a great, safe time. Hopefully no one gets hurt, but just an incredible game by the Wheeler Bearcats. Playing with a chip on their shoulder really impressed me tonight. Totally different from when I saw them in week 2, just 2 weeks later, how much improvement they have made. It was truly, we were spoiled to see. As you can see, that was a great moment by Klimczak and Roland meeting at the 50-yard line after the team has scored to shake hands. Once again, I'm Hayden Myers, joined by my broadcasting partner, Jaden Woods. This has been a fantastic night here in Wheeler High School. We thank you so much for tuning in. We'd like to give a special thank you to our producers, camera people, and staff directing the game tonight from Wheeler High School. Thank you to all our families watching and supporting us. And thank you to Dune Sports for this incredible opportunity in Wheeler High School for the great hospitality here today, and truly a great game spoiling us, certainly with this one. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Hayden Myers and Jane Woods signing off. Final score, Bearcats 28, Boone Grove 20.
Have a wonderful night.